You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Come around with more than 1 or 2 votes. We need the kind of change that's affordable to the rich man or the man that's too broke. TNT, we need a new hope.
If you can look as far as I see, within this great land we call TNT, there's birds and bees, rivers and seas, pretty woman bringing man to their knees. Treasures of this blessed land we always neglect like ISO and pan. I find it so strange the way we arrange. Still this nation don't know how to change. To some change might just mean a new car, could mean less than $1. To most change have this nice scent we usually get from the government. You see, change is something we always say, but every time we change, things remain the same way. Things keep getting worse and worse, so this is what I propose. Let's change the change for a better nation. Change the change for all foundations. Change the change so that we could say that this nation here came from quite down there. I say change the change within the school systems. Stop changing ministers and change what we teach them. Things won't change, all we do. Change doesn't start with murders, killings galore, so much gunmen fighting needless war. I can't tell you stay, can't tell you go, cause this still the land we used to know. Homeless, every corner you meet, and they're complimented by our dirty streets. Then we wonder why in our sister isle, why they don't like Trinis to come and spend time. Well, you see, it's much more than paving a whole road, and it's greater than fixing a lamp pole. Change is about the whole nation and how we are portrayed when the party done. Who set these standards in my TNT? Really wish somebody here could tell me. It's just the same thing again and again, like we leaders don't use the brain. So change the change within our country. Change the change so the whole world could see. Change the change for a better future, so we don't have to depend on our next mayor. I say change the change within the society, otherwise we have a bandit factory. But things won't change despite all we do, if change doesn't start with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In our youth, we leave all the weight, cause in most leaders, we done a lost faith. They're full of such greed. Oh, Father, I plead, please, Lord, have some mercy on the seas. Cause the youth are trying their best, But they're born in this place of lies and commerce. So eventually, when things get heavy, chances are they might turn out just like we. But you see, could put an end to all this foolishness and could break this chain link of sadness. Change could help our leaders to grow and start preparing youths for tomorrow. Don't see change as something timely and start seeing change as your duty. To stop them from hurting one day is we had to point the way. So change the change for better transparency. Change the change for better economy. Change the change so no man one day will take we money and just fly away. I say for young Calypsonians and stop saying culture is in good hands. But things won't change despite all we do if change doesn't start with you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Stop you, yes, when God bless a man. Satan may attack you, yes, when God bless a man. He's gonna back you, yes, when God bless a man. That man must stand, he must stand AI. Who God bless, none can curse. His divine favor man can reverse. Can reverse. Even if they do their worst. Their worst, hey. When God bless a man, nothing must stop you, yes. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you, yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you, yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand, I say. If you answer his call, he will lift you up. If you fall, hey, hey, hey. If you fall, just give him your all. Your all, hey. When God bless a man, should be nobody. Nothing must stop you, my friend. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you, yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you, yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand, I say, yes. That man must It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover my mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And for many of you just joining us, if you don't know who are the DAT Triplets, yes, the DAT Triplets, I said. D is Diana. Of course, Diana is considered to be the storm. And A is yours truly, Anselm or Wall Street. And of course, T is no other than the commissioner in Newark, Thomas Nesbitt. So that's the DAT Triplets, ladies and gentlemen. D-A-T, DAT. And you know, folks, when you're coming to the village, right, we don't matter what planet you're from. You could be from Mazatanius, Saturnus, Venuranius, Mazaranius, Tinaranius, Tonoranius. Any Ranius you're from, you're welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, don't forget, it doesn't matter what t-shirt you're wearing. You're wearing a mauve t-shirt. You're wearing a pink t-shirt. You're wearing a gold t-shirt. You're wearing a silver t-shirt. You're wearing a platinum t-shirt. You're wearing a titanium t-shirt. Don't matter. You're wearing a tight t-shirt. You're wearing a medium, small, large, extra large, triple X, double X, fourplex. Don't matter. Whatever t-shirt you wear, you're welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And let me bring in no other than Diana, Waveney, Stormy, The Storm, Benskin, Greta, the Trinidadian, the motivational speaker, the poet, the poetess, the poetress, McDonald Benskin, boy.
Now I know that a Martian in Mexico hijacked Anselm and clone you and send you back. Yeah.
Toyama sama yo de.
Toyama Sayo. Did I just hear you say you don't care what anus you're from? Huh?
Don't matter where you're from. Any one of the anus you want. Venuranius, Saturnus, any anus you're from.
I see you energized like a bunny rabbit and you're ready to go. You're on my case already, huh? All right, so bring Tommy in to take some of the pressure off of me. Tommy, help!
Call it by all your names, Vavam. You know me call it by your name.
Don't let me get Stormy for you. Okay, good.
Let me bring in no other than Thomas E., the commissioner in Newark, Marshall Nisbet, boy.
Good evening. What should I say? Buenos tardes.
Buenos noches.
Yeah, buenos noches. ¿Cómo está usted?
No se habla español.
Sí.
Piquito.
How you know it's Espanol I speak, you know?
You went to Spain and we talk in Spanish, right?
Yeah. Whenever they ask me a question, they ask me water. I say piquito ice.
Not piquito, poquito. Oh God.
That's Trinidadian talking wrong with you. Is that Trinidad? Is poquito Trinidadian?
Piquito might be another thing in Spanish.
No. Trinidad is smallo.
Yeah. I mean, Espanol boy. And you know, Diana, one of the hostess was named, it's not Diana, it's Diana. And yeah. Diana boy. And that next one name Yasmin. Yasmin. It's not Jasmine, it's Yasmin.
And Diana was another storm, right?
No.
Diana but that is why she's Diana and not Diana.
Yeah, Diana was, but no, she spelled the name the same way, D-I-A-N-A.
Yeah, but they say I is E in Spanish.
I is E in Espanol.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know kind of Spanish. But
well, she's a D.
No, but listen to this. I got swear to God, boy. I swear I gained 5 pounds, boy. I had to gain about 5.
Oh Lord, please.
Pounds, and I refused to go on the scale, you know. I said, nah, boy, I ain't going on no scale now. I serious, I refuse to go on the scale, boy.
Hey, you know, it's a fine time, right? When to gain that weight.
What's that?
It's the most appropriate time to gain the weight. It's getting cold.
Boy, you know,
yeah, boy, tonight's supposed to be 37 degrees. My heat is on as I speak.
To me, I don't know about that.
I have to turn it off. It's just too hot now.
No, I need mine. I'm cold. I'm anemic. I'm cold. I need warmth.
You know, them people, my wife and them was going to breakfast like 10 o'clock, right? Then they're going to lunch like 12:30, right? Then they're going for
then they had siesta.
Then I have to go for dinner. Oh God, boy, my belly bust.
Wow.
I'm telling you, my belly bust. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. That it was a splendiferous marvel. And let me say special thank you to Diana, you and Tommy for holding down the fort splendiferously, marvelously, right, and fantabulously. You guys did that. You guys did that.
Don't mention it.
So Tommy, that means we getting a raise, boy. We getting a raise.
All again a raise in pay. Definitely. Right? And you see, you know, when you have good people around you, you know what I mean?
Confidence and comrades.
Here we go. There's for Tommy, there's for you and Diana. And yeah, you guys hold the fort down, you know, marvelously, man. I really can't complain. It was really bad. But go ahead.
I tell you, one evening was in jeopardy because the laptop was not cooperating. So I had to rely on my years as a provisioning individual with the telecommunications company and start troubleshooting from the modem. Back in the day, you had network interface boxes outside. So I know they know network interface box. So I went here.
They say, cover me while we fix it. Cover me while we fix it. We cover
so
you.
I went straight to the modem, turn off, reboot. You should see me go 5 minutes to the hour. You know?
We cover you from head to toe, man. Head to toe, man.
Yeah, boy.
But let's warm tonight, eh? Tonight, well, we had to keep it as is. We can't go by time. But Keisha was in at 5:55 first, of course.
Yes.
Keisha was in first, 5:55. But I want to call this a tie, though, you know. Keisha was in first. Keisha was in second. Keisha Diana the Storm at 5:55. But then Troy, his wife, gave him back his phone finally. Troy came in at 5:55 too.
Well, we call it, but no, it can be the same. It can be 5:55 and seconds. You have to look at seconds now.
No. We are no seconds in there. 5:55. Troy.
Okay.
So we had to say
Troy
that.
That's possible.
We calling it a tie.
Okay.
We not calling it a shirt. We calling it a tie. No shirt. We ain't call it no shirt. Takesha says, all right. So Takesha and Troy, first time we have a tie in the village. Yeah, we have a tie. We ain't have no shirts. We only tie. Takesha again. Takesha say, Tommy, good night. Hey, look, what boy? Troy very prevalent tonight, you know. Boy, oh God. He get back his phone. He say, oh God. I have to make sure and post as much as I can because I don't know how long this privilege go last. You don't know. Troy, if you need any help, send my private text. What's Troy's wife's name again?
Kizzy. Oh, Amanda, I think.
No. It's not Amanda. Where's Anderson's wife's name again? Akira, right?
Right. So Troy's wife is Kizzy, I think.
Or Troy's wife is Kizzy?
Yeah.
But then Anderson.
I think it's Amanda. Oh no, I think Amanda's the girlfriend.
No.
Sorry, Troy.
Somebody mix up somebody. Was it Anderson mix up Akira with somebody else? Oh no. I think it's Anderson. Yeah, you say Amanda instead of Akira.
You see, now you're gonna get the laptop taken away from him permanently.
But you think it's Troy?
I don't know.
No, but somebody mixed it up last time. I don't know. It's either Troy or Anderson. I feel it was Anderson because Anderson might have said Amanda instead of Akira. You know? All right, okay. No, I say no that I bacchanalias, not me.
You don't throw the sand in the water.
I say no that Troy and Anderson, not me. I not in that. I stand in clear that and all the mix up that Mina. You know, I have to send no private text message about Troy and Anderson, please.
And Amanda?
Akira and Amanda. Is the A's Anderson mix up the A's, but Anderson is either Anderson or Troy, boy. Hey, Troy said bless good evening. Yeah, Takesha, that's how we just go here. Only love in the village. No room for hate, negativity, just love in the village. Yeah, but we had to take them on around.
Wait, no. You hear, Rennie? All right, that was Walls, we miss you. Diana only giving stale joke.
Oh, oh God! Diana.
Under the bus.
Rennie.
He chose you on that 2 PTSC bus, yes?
Rennie, don't let me come for you with a whip and some handcuff, eh?
No,
all right, good.
No, he said you had to wear the leather suit. The man said you want black leather, no other color.
He wants black leather?
Yeah, black leather. Black shiny leather. Takesha's only bloodshed in the city. Lord, please put that.
Yes, boy.
I see Takesha send me some things they would only bullets for sober.
And 14 murders between Friday and today. What's going on in Trinidad?
I don't know, but now Troy says Nadia.
But I think the one that taking cake is a 9-year-old boy. That oh Lord.
Yeah.
That's painful.
The one who was playing in the field?
They were sitting there watching a football game.
Yeah,
match.
Boy. You think it easy, boy? You know, I tell all you, you know. All right, let me finish this here, and I want to play a song. I tell all you, I told you all, you know. Hey, Nadia, good night, boy. Hey, where Nadia been? Haven't Nadia was here all the time?
Nadia quietly there. Nadia is a true sweetheart, you know. Nobody can
I see Nadia for a little bit. I don't know, boy. Like Nadia significant other restricting her village.
No, Nadia was here showing support when you were missing in action.
No, but I'll just ask her now. I ask a question now.
When you come back from Mexico, we're saying bacchanales ways.
No, it's
not. Oh God, you didn't drink no Mexican water down there.
Nah, you know, I drink much water in Chuta. Yeah, I drink much water.
Anyway, Nadia, thanks for the golden hearts.
Yeah, look, Nadia giving Tommy good night, boy. Tommy again, boy. Yellow emojis now, boy. Yellow, boy.
That's gold.
Oh, that's gold.
It's gold. Yeah, it's gold. It's gold.
I thought it was yellow, yes. Diana,
he denied his UNC affiliation.
Diana again green, Diana again ILP emojis, yeah.
Then again, what color emoji?
ILP emojis, green.
I thought green was PDP.
Let me just jump off for a minute here to take a. I'll be back. Hold on.
Okay,
I'll just jump off for a minute.
All right. Nadia says, good night to Keisha, Lana, Judy. Hey, Rose Miss Coover. Well, let me just remove your Tommy. Yeah, okay. Wham to Joan Jadube. Where's she going?
I don't know. She's still walking.
I see she. Oh God. I know where it? She's still what?
She's still walking.
Lord, where she walking?
I have no idea.
Last time she walked the Bath area from Lavantil to Bath area and back, and she rests for the whole day. Yes.
Maybe she's walking. She's walking to Tobago. I don't know.
No. That was only walking from Bath area to from Lavantil to Bath area is only like 2 miles. 2 miles to go and 2 miles back.
Good night to the village entrepreneur.
Okay, Takisha says, Anselm, as your DAT PNM, can you please pass on a message to Keith Scotland and Mr. Hines? How much more dead bodies, innocent people getting shot, and school children being traumatized? They want shooting after shooting, killing after killing, like it's bloodbath in this country, no crime plan. All you are telling the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Anyway, let me finish with the chat here because the chat going fast. Takisha says, and we have so-called politicians rolling with these criminals. Normal, who can trust that? Oh God, Takisha. Anybody know how Ellis going? Ellis going good or no? I don't know, man. Ellis like he get banned. I don't know. He get banned for a long time because sometimes I don't know how to talk to him, and when I'm talking to him and I see somebody telling me in the background, your time up. So I don't know.
Oh God, are you terrible?
I don't know. I just being transparent. When he'll be talking and all that stuff, I get the time up and say, "Well, shit, I have to go." I say, "All right, partner." You know, sometimes when you try to get out, he tell me, "I have to go and plant something, boy." You know, when you try to get out of it now, he say, "Well, shit, I have to go and plant something, boy." And then he called me back to like about 3 or 4 days later.
Not good.
I don't know. Yeah. Alright, good night, boy. Alright, how are you, man? Tikisha says, so why did PNM get arrested after what Gigi said today? It's alleged that he's being investigated for misbehavior in public office, asking for a friend. But yeah,
why he won't get arrested?
The Prime Minister. Olenia Kingsley want to make a citizen's arrest of the Prime Minister.
Oh shoot. Is that possible?
I don't know if that's possible. Trini Margo, welcome. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, well, you can make a citizen's arrest in Trinidad? I don't know.
Charles, we want to educate you on that.
Yeah. Takisha says it's like seeing young men passing you on the streets and a few minutes later after their bodies are on the ground dead. It pains me to see how the crime is out of control. You know, I know, boy, but really and truly, boy, things, the crime in Trinidad, boy, is really bad. It really bad.
And you see, look, Albert says he heard there's a gang operating in Tunapuna that have some affiliation with gangs from town. But you notice the gang thing has become more brutal, you know, since the influx of these.
Cutting up bodies, all kind of thing, boy.
And just disposing them.
Madness, boy.
And then there was this video shared in the chat this evening with this woman, the person pumped like 15 shots in her.
Yeah.
All in her head. I said, what is going? I mean, that gonna haunt me for a little bit. That's so gruesome.
Yeah, boy, it's hard to look at them thing, boy.
Yeah, from the time I see that, I stopped it too.
Diana, talking about giving back the phone. Eugene Julian wife finally gave back. Was he in the show the past week?
Yeah, and I see him on Good Morning, Rise and Shine, but you don't talk to me there, so.
He has been on Rise and Shine?
Yeah, you don't, in the chat, you don't acknowledge me.
Yeah, use a different phone. He had
two phones. Yeah.
yeah,
Handsome is trouble, you know.
yeah, two different phones. Because I don't know. I don't know what kind of friends I have, Diana. I just call him and you just tell him, I can't talk to you right now, you know what I mean? I say, all right, partner, I'll call you back. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I really don't get it. So Keisha says, hey, Eugene, good night. Good night to you. Welcome. I hope you could stay long tonight. Because by the time 8 o'clock come, your ration over.
Oh no.
Oh Lord, I thought you come back from vacation, Mellow. You
no, but
digging in.
No, I just speaking truth to power, and my mother-in-law told me 34 years ago, a liar has no memory. So if I tell the truth and Eugene, I don't remember anything. If I tell the truth, listen, I'm just talking from my experience with them. That is all.
Your mother-in-law is the best mother-in-law,
But she's a real best mother-in-law in truth, boy. 34 years ago before I get married, she said, and Slim, a liar has no memory. That's how my mother-in-law. What's she telling me this for, boy? What's wrong with she? You know what I mean?
She telling you, don't lie to your daughter. Don't even think about it.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you, boy. Correct is right. Correct is absolutely right.
She said, don't even think. She said, if you think you're gonna fool my daughter, I got my daughter's back.
Oh boy, full 100, boy, full 100, mother-in-law. Yeah, boy, there's a great mother-in-law, boy. And it's funny, I give her the name mother-in-law. I know everybody just call her mother-in-law, even people who not part of the family. Mother-in-law.
Yeah, I told you I met her before.
Yeah. His mother-in-law that's called she, boy. You know
she's
what I
mean? a nice lady.
Oh boy, she's not just nice, she's a splendiferous lady. Lana says, bless good night, Tommy, Diana, and Ansem. Einstein. Takesha says, cover all WZYE Team Jesus. Takesha, Ulrich, Nadia, good night.
Good night, Lana.
Oh, Lana says she missed a few shows because she worked late.
Yeah, I noticed she come in and pump it up and slam, but she was missing in action when we was saying, Lana.
Oh, wait now. Albert was here last week?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I guess Albert Street now the thing with his significant other. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you have information on that?
No, because remember we couldn't see him the other time. I don't know. And I went on vacation. I don't know.
Okay.
I just asking. So Albert says Gary Griffin and his wife Nicole phone is being tapped by intelligence agency in Trinidad. Maybe authorized by police and the government. Albert, you believe where that come from? Gary, that come from Diana's friend.
Who?
Gary. Not Gary Mahabir, Gary Griffith. That your friend? That your friend?
Maybe he's a skilled law enforcement man. Maybe he knows. I don't know. He knows when his phone is being tapped.
Yeah. Albert says, good evening to Keisha. Good evening, Lana. Yeah, of course, Keisha said, I rebuke all negative and develop on this land, boy. Boy, I ain't lying, anyway.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand in Trinidad at this time.
Yeah, boy. Keisha says,
and I saw a thing where they're transporting guns inside the engine of the car now.
Boy,
they pulled, how did they? Oh my God! They're real creative.
Yeah,
they're real creative, boy.
Yeah, Keisha say, welcome back, and I hope you enjoy yourself in Mexico. I ain't gonna lie to you, Mexico is real. Boy. I ain't think it was so good, but I went running. I ran about 3 days in Mexico, boy.
Yeah, nice. He eat a lot of tacos.
I ain't eat much tacos, All the tacos was meat. They had meat in them.
Oh, you gotta call for one without meat.
Oh, yeah. No, I had one. I was to make it. I put one set. I put the kind of that tomato and onions and some beans. Yeah.
They don't make that with just beans too?
No, I free to eat them beans in Mexico model.
Okay.
My wife got to leave the
Okay.
room.
Oh, the beans.
Your wife is
Ooh.
staying in that room, your mother. And I ain't gonna be no perfume in the room, you know. Them maid and them can't come in the room after that.
Oh man, Lord,
my daughter
let me taste how to call this person.
Yeah, I might have to use a cock set in that room.
Let me take a call. I'll come right back.
Oh God. Yeah.
Sure.
Ailey, inside, boy.
We're hearing you. Mute Tommy's phone on the come on.
Albert Montana, you're inside. Tikisha, the government and the police know where these gangs operating. Thank you, Lana. Welcome back, Aslam. Thank you very much. Thank you. I miss you guys, you know. What? I wonder if Ansem bring back any Chiquitas. What is Chiquitas, boy?
Chiquitas.
What that song like? Female?
Yeah.
Okay. I get it right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, what is Chiquita? All right.
Yeah, he could have bring back Diana and Jasmine and Yasmin.
Well, if a guy went with my wife,
and they could teach us some Spanish, some Espanol.
Rennie Mohammed inside. I say inflation round the corner for Tobago. 70 million it's not a 70 million carnival bill, Hailey.
Where did get them prices from?
Where you get that number from? Or you know what? That's 70 million pesos. Because 19 pesos is 1 US. So that's pesos. All right. No problem. My bad. Hey, look, we partner Vonnie Roberts. Vonnie, how you going, partner, boy? How you going?
I heard a feedback from somebody.
Yeah. Vonnie said to Keisha, Nadia, Lana, Albert. Is that two Albert in here? Huh?
Maybe his finger slipped.
Vonnie said to Keisha, Nadia, Lana, Albert. Or maybe Albert cousin might be inside too. We didn't see him yet. Albert cousin might be inside too. We didn't see him yet.
Feedback. Somebody.
Am I feeding back or am I clear? I'm feeding back?
Yeah.
Let me go out and come back in.
Answer me, invite them Mexican to TMT. Nah, them fellas are not good, man.
Well, we dealing with the Venice. Them is enough. We don't want no more Espanol.
Wait, now, as you say that, Curtis Montrechard, welcome, brother. You're inside. My true Kenyan brother. Oh yeah, boy. You see this? I after seeing those pictures of those body parts, I'm afraid to go outside late or travel alone, boy. That's a kind of madness, boy. Hey, Trinidad Margo, boy. Trinidad Margo inside. You're inside like Flynn. Welcome. Which Trinidad Margo is from again?
Trinidad?
No, I thought it was Trinidad. No? Huh?
Oh, yeah. You come
Trinidad
back
Margo,
making trouble.
Trinidad Margo, where you from again? I think it was Arima, man. Yeah, I think it was Arima. Lana says, Vonnie, Lana, be careful. Be home before it get dark. We live in a war zone. Oh, God, help us. Oh, God.
I see there are more sinkholes opening up in the Beetham also.
Yeah, Lana says she has tried to leave work before 6 since yesterday. Takisha says, yesterday I saw school children running, screaming, and crying after the shooting in Port of Spain, including my kids. I have just passed there with them. It was scary where the young man died. Vonnie said the security minister still sleeping. I see Guy Griffith on a thing today. He call Fitzgerald Sleepy Hines. So God, boy, they're not easy. They ain't easy. All gangs in Trinidad have affiliates with town gangs. They ain't easy, you know.
But you see, there also was a story where when you finish with the chat.
Yeah. I tell all you know. You see, all you don't listen to me, you know. Troy Smith says, answer my wife, Kizzy says good night to you all. You see? I tell you, Kizzy came back and forth.
Well, you didn't even know her name. I had to tell you her name was Kizzy.
No, but was Troy Smith in here last week?
Yeah.
He was?
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
How long he stay?
Long enough.
Oh, Lord.
No. I think he got a break tonight. He got a break because he's inside long now, boy. You're already inside about 39 minutes already.
Ooh, English language answer. English language.
With Joan, Nadia with Joan. We didn't see Joan. Joan don't work with you. Oh, you see? I tell all of that. Look, I know I remember. Trinidad Margot from Arima and living in Florida now. You see? I know I could remember a little thing.
You're a regular Trini Macocious.
Anybody going to Tobago for Carnival?
The Stormy going?
Taking over the Carnival.
Stormy not going to for the Carnival?
So yeah, nah. So
I don't need no Carnival.
So listen to this, eh? I believe that it seems in Trinidad and Tobago that I'm gonna get rid of this thing here. And it is in Trinidad and Tobago, right? And I want to play Martin George did a voice note. I want to play Martin George's voice note because it's very instructive what he's talking about, eh? Because the judicial system of Trinidad and Tobago, we already knew this, but you see this Vincent Nelson Gate? Nelson Gate has shown us that you see in Trinidad and Tobago in the current environment, if you're poor and you have to go before the court in Trinidad, you ain't getting justice, you know, you're getting just dust. Right?
That's right.
No justice for the poor in Trinidad and Tobago. When you look at this Nelson Gate thing with millions and millions and things passing, eh? And somebody asked I listened to our program this morning, eh? Sir Charles' program. And Sir Charles asked the question. He said, if you have, right, to recuse yourself 100 times from Parliament, right? He would like to know how many times that whatever contract cut up or whatever affiliation you have, how many times the person get the contract with the 100 times you have to recuse yourself. Right? So for example, you have 100 recusal, right? Because some family have a contract before the cabinet or whatever. How many times did that company that you are affiliated with get the contract? I said that makes sense, you know? Because if you recuse yourself 100 times and 90% of the time they get the contract, what difference does it make? You might as well stay in there. Think about it.
And you recuse yourself because of conflict of interest.
Correct is right. Right? So if you recuse yourself because of conflict of interest and you recuse yourself 100 times and 90% of the time only get the contract, they're taking people for fools.
Exactly.
They're taking people for fools. Right? I said, well, you know, that's a very valid point, you know. Right? What is the sense you're recusing yourself for? So almost 10 point something million dollars with this guy. 10 point something million dollars. And everybody, one person saying one thing, a next person saying a next thing, the prime minister saying one thing, Faris Al-Wawi saying one thing, and it's like, you know, it is unbelievable. You know, it is just unbelievable. Right? We seem like, you know, we're spinning top in mud in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? And the sad thing is it, boy, it's not getting any better.
Nope.
Every day seems to be getting worse.
Well, look, it's sad that explain how to pass now, but in Parliament they've been kicked since 1980.
Tommy, you are so right, you know, Tommy. And I was actually saying, let me go and play that right now, you know. No, seriously.
And all Trimbegonia is doing is laughing.
Yep. Correct is right. Correct is right.
In Parliament they kick in. That's all they're doing. They're blowing everybody's mind.
Because look, watch. Recently in the news, international news, this young Iranian woman. She was taken in custody because she removed her hijab, and then she eventually died. What did the most strictly controlled religious country in the world do? What did they do, Tommy?
They took to the streets.
I don't talk. I don't talk.
To the streets.
No. I sorry, but only forget this is Trinidad and Tobago.
I don't talk.
Yeah, we were taking the streets if we could whine.
Well, listen, here's what you have to do. Here's my solution to the problem. You get a big truck, you get one set of music, right? Yeah, of course you have to bring out, some spirits. You can't have them in the streets in the hot sun, there are no spirits. You bring out some spirits and you'll get plenty of people to come out. It's simple.
Yep.
You have to follow the plan. If you ain't following the plan, how you want to? You want me come out in a hot sun just so? Something wrong with all yes? Or they want me come out in a hot sun just so? Just so?
Yeah, but these spirits are gonna make it dehydrate faster.
No, partner, it's Trinidad and Tobago, Hydrated, boy. Them people and them, boy. No, yeah, hydrated. Very well. Not dehydrated. It will make them hydrated. Not dehydrated.
Yes. It make them hydrated.
Yeah, and they're good to go, man. They're good to go to match war. Oh, come on, man. Want to the Paria divers. Where that is? That's still around.
I asked that same question.
And Mr. Finance Minister say I raise fuel prices on their protests.
No, they ain't protest yet.
And they're not going to.
Yeah.
They're not going to. They don't care.
If Angostura keep a protest, 90% of them going. No joke.
You know what it is? You know what it is? You have a like I said I think I said on last show, there's a comfortable section of Trinidad and Tobago where the discomfort has not made it to their front doors yet. So they ain't get they want to do that, let them do it now. And that's their attitude. But until it reaches their front door, then they're gonna want to get up and go along with the union leader and stuff. They don't care.
When they come for the union leader, it didn't bother me because I wasn't a union leader.
Tommy, sing. Go ahead, Tommy. Speak, Tommy. We have that too, We have a message for Uncle Keith, we have a message for Uncle Keith. I wonder if we could play that one. Let me see if I can get that one.
Play it.
Let me see if I can play that one before we go for the break. Let me see if I could get that one quickly here. Yeah, we had that one, man.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where we get it, boy? Let me see if I get it here. Here we go. Here we go. Listen to it, all you. Listen to it. Listen.
Keith. First, he came for Patrick Manning, and I did not speak out, because I was unhappy with Manning. Then he came for Calder Hart, and I did not speak out, because he was appointed by Patrick Manning. Then he got rid of the Belize tie, and I did not speak out, because I didn't wear a tie. Then he came for the party groups, and I did not speak out, because I was in the cabinet. Then he came for you, and there was no one left to speak for you.
Want to hear that?
Yep.
Let me play that again, eh?
Dear Uncle Keith. First, he came for Patrick Manning, and I did not speak out, because I was unhappy with Manning. Then he came for Calder Hart, and I did not speak out, because he was appointed by Patrick Manning. Then he got rid of the Belize tie, and I did not speak out, because I didn't wear a tie. Then he came for the party groups, and I did not speak out, because I was in the cabinet. Then he came for you, and there was no one left to speak for you.
You hear that? That's real.
Yeah,
that's real.
The Belize tie.
Yeah, the Belize tie.
The Belize?
Yeah, the
Belize.
Yeah. Well, let's go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, we come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this show.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think the government in this country should treat the people more seriously when they have their parliament meeting. Something constructive should be happening. I visit them one evening in the parliament meeting. But what I see happening? Like these people high over cocaine. Why is the speaker speaking? In parliament the Dixon. Eric Wheeler newspaper reading. In parliament the Dixon. They want to stop all people from driving. In parliament the Dixon. And the long say joke they making. In parliament the Dixon.
You are
Dixon all the time.
95.9 FM.
Blowing everybody's mind. Dixon all the time. Blowing everybody's mind. I know this country have problems and there's nobody to solve them. The opposition making gross, so the big boys could play in the house. We can't get lights, neither water. Look at the situation with WhatsApp. They only making confusion, billing calls for horses to run. Why is the speaker speaking? In Parliament the Kingston. Murray with Tobago flag flying. In Parliament the Kingston. Sean Pandey always arguing. In Parliament the Kingston. They want to build course for horse racing. In Parliament the Kingston. Kingston all the time. Blowing everybody mind. Kingston all the time. Blowing everybody mind. Food stuff are a shortage daily. Business places flooding in the city. Before they watch this thing seriously, the only thing is a comedy. Ridicule and the fatty giving, and all of the members laughing. Whilst they having a good time, we catching we royal behind. Why is the speaker speaking? In Parliament the Kingston. But in making sweet I go sell well. In Parliament the Kingston. So much of dirty water we drinking. In Parliament the Kingston. We have a telephone and it's working. In Parliament the Kingston. The preparing for election coming. In Parliament the Kingston. So he put a cabinet in the kitchen. In Parliament the Kingston. Every day sicky playing. In Parliament the Kingston. Nothing in the country working. In Parliament the Kingston. Mr. Speaker, sir, I really admire the behavior of the opposition. Shah and Pandey, they are always fighting among each other. I believe they are really great lovers of themselves.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff. All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
It's time to me that you learn some sense and stop taking serious things for nonsense and laughing. Anything that takes place in this country, whether it affects the country or we laughing. What's around got thrown in the same rate, hospital and stinks is in second place and we laughing. When my people coming from heaven knows they walk in the street with the thing exposed and we laughing. Everybody laughing, everybody glad, everybody kicks in up on we in Trinidad. Always reshuffling cabinet and up to now they can't do nothing yet and we laughing. buy a boat and it never floated. Then we know it used to carry goat and we laughing. We laughing. Raise the salary with a big back pay and we trenching for workers every day and we laughing. We laughing. When election come and you wouldn't vote or you say in this we go cut it throat and we laughing. Everybody laughing. Everybody glad. Everybody keeps singing on we in Trinidad. All our justice trade bill in record time. People asking if we promoting crime and we laughing. We laughing. Can't finish the hospital or priority, but they finish the money in the treasury and we laughing. We laughing. We've got losing $500,000 a day. This time on the main road and the highway and we laughing. We laughing. They went from and the Guyanese let go holler and off the hook repeat and we laughing. Everybody laughing. Everybody glad. Everybody sing up on we in Trinidad. Somebody just say Adam shouldn't bet. That's what his PM should have dead instead and we laughing. The people they go and sell tobacco. Where you get it from them don't know and we laughing. Sideline the commissioner police that have to look like only increase and we laughing. The minister said by only decline and in 3 months they more than 29 and we laughing. Everybody laughing. Everybody glad. Everybody keeps saying no one we in Trinidad.
Back and said, hey,
We're back with you.
like, seriously, do you have a daughter?
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And let me say a welcome to a person. I think Mr. Tabakit is in the house. Mr. Tabakit, a well-known UNC activist boy. And Vonnie Roberts just sent me a breaking news here from DJS News. 87-year-old Papi dies after sex with 34-year-old.
Oh, Lord.
Confirmed reports to DJS News states that an 87-year-old man died after sexual intercourse at a well-known hotel in San Fernando. That's the best way to die. He came and went at the same time.
Wow. Coming and going.
He came and went at the same time.
And that make news.
The 34-year-old woman who accompanied him noticed that he was unresponsive while she was in the bathroom through the glass wall. She alerted the worker at the establishment, who then contacted an ambulance and the police. I think there's a joke, man.
Has to be. But if it is, it's the Viagra that kill him.
Nah, he came and went at the same time. They said that's the
I
best.
I thought I heard about that long ago, you know. That must have been is that a joke or old?
I don't know, but so Vonnie Roberts sent it to me, so I don't know. Vonnie.
Vonnie, leave the Viagra alone. Okay.
Vonnie, I wonder if Vonnie know the fella, boy. Oh God.
Yes, indeed. But
go ahead.
Anselm.
Yeah.
So Miss Teixeira's lawyer decided to take on the machine.
Yeah, boy. Let me tell you all this, and you know something, Tommy. Thanks for bringing them up, right? A person well versed in the PNM Constitution, has been speaking with me, right? And I don't know why people do not want a free and fair election. Nowhere in this world, let me go solo here. Let me go solo for a minute, guys. Let me go solo. And so I am calling on Prime Minister Rowley and Anthony Roberts, who is chairman of the PNM Election Committee, right, to come clean. There's nowhere in this world, nowhere, none, zero, no duck. Don't care what planet you're going, you have an election for 9 days. 9 days. November the 26th, November the 27th. Then you have a little pause. You understand? You go to Cancun for 6 days, or you go to all-inclusive in Jamaica. You relax yourself, or you go to Tobago Carnival, and then you come back, right? 5 or 6 days later, and you have a final vote. And all you could vote now, right? And the excuse that's given, well, if you miss the 26th and 27th of November, you could come and vote on December the 4th. We have an election coming up here in November. Tell me how many days it is.
One day. One day.
How much thousands and thousands and thousands of people going to the booth? How much? How much
thousands and thousands and thousands?
Millions. You mean millions?
Don't tell me. I wanted to be kind of conservative. I wanted to break it down a little bit. Thousands and thousands. Let's say we have 120,000 people who are members of the PNM. 120,000. You telling me that you need 9 days, and then people upset when that's brought to the forefront? Why you need 9 days? All right. So on the 26th, what's going to happen with the ballot boxes after the 26th? Right?
Well, Anselm, maybe they're making allowances for people like you who live outside.
No, you can't
maybe
vote. You gotta go back home. You gotta go back home.
I don't know,
You gotta go back home. Don't come with that there. You gotta go back home. You can't.
But to logistically get there to vote, sometimes it may be hard,
Yeah, Dana. You try something. You trying to shift the goalpost there, Dana Benskin. No shifting.
Hey.
If you want to go and play for the Soca Warriors, you go and play for the Soca Warriors.
Hey, don't be putting my man Selvin up in there.
You might be looking for a few goalies. But anyway, and when you ask the question, why you have to have an election for 9 days? 9 days. 9 days. Nowhere in the world. As a matter of fact, from 1956 to about 2014, give or take a few years or so, the PNM had a delegate system where they go to their convention. They had about over 1,000 delegates, and each delegate had a vote for whichever candidate they want to vote for. If you want to vote for a slate, you vote for everybody on the slate. They count the numbers right there and then. Talk done. Over. Then when Prime Minister Rowley came into power, they had a one-man, one vote. And the one-man, one vote now says that there's 41 constituencies. There's a polling booth in each one of the constituencies. You live in that constituency, you go and vote. One day, once the vote finished, they calculate and they tally it, and it's done. Talk done. So in 2022 now, all in a sudden, when Prime Minister Rowley is going for a third term, right, the whole thing change up, as Duke say. The whole thing change up. The whole thing. And when did they come? 1 minute, Tom. When did the General Council come to this conclusion that, you know what, we're changing up the whole thing? Who did they tell? Who did they tell? Right? Who know about that? Nobody know about it? Well, let me don't say nobody know about it. Right? They didn't tell the people, this is what we're going to do. They just come out, right? They had the party select a election commission, and I have questions about that too, but that's for another day. And then they decide to do what they want to do. Come on, this is 2022.
Well, guess what? They don't have a primary system in place, so it's just helter skelter.
Yeah, but Tommy, why are we accepting that type of procedure? We want transparency and accountability.
But
let them win fair and square.
Yes. What was it done before when Mr. Scherer Was it the same system in place when
No,
Mr.
no,
Okay.
the system is there's a
It
whole
was a
new
delegate
system.
system.
Okay. All right. I just
All
wanted to
right.
know.
Oh no, Tommy, it was a delegate system until like 2014, give and take a year or so. And when Dr. Rowley came
Right.
in, it became a one man, one vote. And if you in a
That's right.
constituency, you go to the 41 constituency, you'll vote one day, everybody tally the ballots, they send it to Bali's house, wherever, and they announce the winners. Talk done. I could see that. I don't have no problem with that. You understand? Even though there could be nefarious activities happening, but I could kind of go for that. Because one day.
Yeah. But then again, votes can be thrown out if you're not in good standing.
But
Actually,
yeah.
The whole thing is a big joke, because if there was a primary system in place and you just registered as a Democrat, no, as a PNM or whatever else. When the primary system, when it's primary day, you just vote to suit, and that's that, and that determines who's going to be running as for the leadership.
Well, Tommy, those that have access to the money, they want that money to change in their hands 3-4 times, and they want to continued access to the money, so they will thwart any effort that will be perceived as a obstacle to the money.
You know, Diana, everything is consistent. There's consistency all the way in the governance style, in the selection of candidate style. Everything is consistent.
Yeah, the question has to be asked. Why does an election of only 100,000 people, give or take a few thousand or a few hundred, whatever, have to be over 9 days? It is mind-boggling.
Aslan, keep an eye out in the background there for our guest. See if he's.
Yeah, now we'll keep an eye out for him. You understand? And when you ask questions, people are like, well, I am okay with 9 days of voting. No, not 9 days of voting. I'm okay with an election over 9 days. Really, boy? Really? You don't even.
Anything goes.
You don't even tell the people, all right? Right? So, after the 26th, we have, do like the EBC. It is my understanding that after the voting is done, the ballot box are sealed. The ballot box are under control of police officers. Anybody could correct me if I'm wrong. Right? So it's independent. Right? Well, yeah, Diana. But it is independent. It's supposed to be independent. So simply, and they have said that they want to follow the EBC system. So if you're going to follow the EBC system, once voting is finished, right, make sure all the ballot boxes are secured by police officers. It's taken to a private location, and they will secure the boxes until the 4th.
No, the bottom line is let the EBC secure the boxes.
Yeah, but you have people in the anyway. I hear people in the EBC related to Dr. Rowley, so I don't know.
No, I don't believe that whole talk. You see
So
that
I just that's what that's why I throw it in there. I hear
because
people
because then at the end of the day, with the EBC just how it is, the UNC won an election. So then when the UNC won an election, that was UNC people.
I don't know.
Right. So I that whole talk with the ABC and PNM, that's all kind of old talk. The PDP won an election in Tobago 14-1. Them was PDP. Eh?
I heard it from someone who's not into gossip. So I just parked it in my brain and left it there.
Anna, the DPP have been in PNM. He's been in the UNC. I don't ever think if he's in the ILP or the PDP or the PEP, but he's been a PNM and a UNC. Anytime he do something, like when he did something against Marlene McDonald, right? He's a UNC, right? When he did something against David Lee, he's a PNM. When he discontinued the case against Ram Logan and Ramdeen, he's a PNM, right? Or he's a UNC. Which one?
I don't
You know what
know.
I'm saying? And we continue to go down this road all the time. And here the next talk now. Well, where was Karen Nunes this year all the time? In Trinidad? Maybe where she was? Where do you think she was?
Guess
Where she
what?
supposed to be?
They weren't paying attention.
She was in Trinidad all the time. But you know what? They want you to be always involved in politics all the time. All you have to do is talk politics all the time. Where she was all the time, all in her son, she want to come out. Where she come from, where she was all the time, right? And I don't understand it. It have plenty people come in politics and decide to take a rest. Politics ain't easy.
Right.
You have to rest and rejuvenate. You have to do some double hours, rest and rejuvenate. You can't go all the time with politics. It's not all the time. You see? Time and place is important. Time and place. It's time the PNM need a change. The PNM needs a change. And I've been talking this long before Karen Nunes came on the block. Long before. The PNM needs a change.
I would go a step further and say the people need a change, a system. The people, not just the PNM, it's the people who need. Trinidad needs something different. They need something that truly works, because the system ain't working, the playbook ain't working.
It ain't working, man. It ain't working. Hailey says the PNM needs UNC to be the opposition because they're all part of the system.
But why are they attacking Karen like that? I mean, she has the knowledge, the background and stuff to bring change. She knows what the grievances of the populace are. I mean, and I am going to go on record and say it. I'm going to go on record and say it, and the views of the station is what? Views of whoever is not actually that of the management of WZYE. Perhaps she.
Hold up. Before you say it, hold up.
Go ahead.
I played for you before you say it. Hold up. Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. Don't say what you're going to say yet.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
Perhaps she's poised to become the first Afro-Trinbagonian female Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. There, I said it.
But it's quite likely she could win the Prime Ministerial election. It's quite likely. But the machinery is corrupt, man.
Yeah, I said it. So who wants to start? Let them come for me now. I said it. Yep.
You know something, boy. We have to become political mature. And is that Rose welcome? It's like whenever you bring a point to the surface, before people say, you know what, let's sit back. All right. I'm not gonna make a decision, but let me sit back and think about it. All right, boy. Nowhere in the history of this world you have an election over 9 days. If America, the great America, could do it in 1 day, Tommy, let me use your words, for millions of people, millions, eh? How much vote Donald Trump get? 70 million?
And then 73 million, so it's 100 and something.
Right. The other one gets 72 or 74 million.
I think your guess is in the background.
So we get like 100 and something million votes. 100 and something million votes in 1 day. 1 day. 1 day. But you taking 120,000 votes and you want to take 2 days plus another day.
Yep.
That is real madness,
And to boot, everything don't shut down for voting either. You just get time up for voting and you go back to work.
And watch it now. The system is so organized. You talk about they say people is voting in all different constituencies. The system is so organized. They vote in 41 constituencies, and that's what pads the vote. I don't know. I hear that too. Here you can't go and vote you vote one place. That's it. You know what I'm saying? The machine it works so well because I prove it. I proved it. I moved to another state, and the state that I lived in before, I'm registered there to vote. So I went here where I moved to register to vote, and it's a long process.
But in all fairness, in all fairness, they've had a longer period of time to tweak it and get it.
Yes. Yeah. So in all fairness. But in all fairness, we are in the age of technology. We're not back then. You can move things along.
Tell me, all fairness to who?
You can move things along. Yeah. You know, I can't.
That system versus US system. That's what I'm saying.
Well, we were in the age of technology.
We went from a delegate system from 1956 to 2014, give or take. Then we went to a one man, one vote system. Right? And in 2022, right, one day, right? And then in 2022, we want to go to 2 days, then a break, then another day. But we're going back to the Stone Age then. We might as well bring dinosaurs back.
I agree. It doesn't augur well for fairness. Is our guest in the background?
Yes, we bringing them in. We might as well bring dinosaurs back. Bring back a few dinosaurs now. Oh, what's the big deal? You know what I mean? Or we're making a dinosaur entrance whenever you come in. You know, who's the different ones, Diana? Tatacernoranius, Polaranius, all them Ranius. We bringing back all them Raniuses and them dinosaurs and them from way back when.
Stop playing with words you can't pronounce.
Okay, all right, okay, sorry.
But usually speak Spanish. Oh, people ain't gonna know what you're saying.
Oh yeah, I apologize. Let me not use language words that I'm not sure about. Welcome, Mr. Andy Johnson. How are you doing, sir?
Well, very good, thanks, man. I'm fine, thanks. Good to see you.
Yeah. We are fine. Splendiferous and marvelous.
Good night, Mr. Johnson. Well, go on.
Good night, man. How are you? I'm pretty good, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah. Andy, has bring a sense. Andy, has bring a sense of calm to this program, you know, because you know we those are.
Andy, he is the picante, the Mexican pepper. You know, all right.
Yeah. I just come back from Cancun, Mexico. That's why, you know.
Okay.
No say habla español. You know what I mean?
Lord knows what again down there to eat. That's why you're hyper, you know.
Yes. That's why I'm trying to get rid of all that food I wasn't supposed to eat.
Oh, see? You see?
All that food I wasn't supposed to eat.
So Andy, you went to Cozumel?
Yeah, but Andy, there's
I went to Cancun. Yeah, I've been to Cozumel when we go on a cruise. Our cruise goes to Cozumel, but this time we went on an all-inclusive in Cancun, Mexico.
Oh, I see. Yeah, all right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a different type of animal, you know. You had to know how to eat. You know what I mean? And if you could drink, you know how to drink too.
I went to Mexico and all the men wanted to marry me years ago.
You know, before your plate glass down on the ground. You know, somebody right next to you, you know, they want something else. But Andy,
hi.
Go ahead, Tommy.
The what?
I suspect you have to get into journalism and into politics, you know, Andy.
Well, I got as close as I wanted to get with that in the 5 years between 2010 and 2015. You know, and I tried to make a distinction between what I was doing and politics, but people didn't see there's a difference, you know. But I was
so you might as well just go all the way.
Well, not at all.
But Andy, we are following what's going on in Trinidad. We have the Vincent Nelson Gate, right? Which is, I mean, I don't know how to explain that. I'm not an attorney, and I'm not going to try to explain what happened there. But kind of from being on the ground, Andy, give us a sense of your feeling with respect to this Vincent Nelson Gate. You think, you know, the government get it right? You know, you think the DPP got it right? You know, or you think the PNM, the government got it wrong? What is your opinion?
Well, there are many things to consider as to what may have gone wrong or not gone right. You know, the thing is, it's layered in many respects as to what transpired, but it's a whole mess, and it's involving, it's ensnared the entire country. Not only the PNM is involved in this, the country's reputation has been, taking a beating because of it, and then the party is. I'm writing a piece saying that it ought to be something that is being discussed in the ruling party, because it has significant implications for what happens, how people view the party, people who are not necessarily dyed in the wool members of the party, but it is a stain on the party, caused by someone who had tremendous sort of entree with the prime minister and so on, and what he did. It's still unfolding. Every day is a new chapter in this thing, and people are not sure what to make of it anymore, except that how you get out of it is a massive issue. I don't know how the people in the ruling party could be comfortable about trying to live with this. The question is, at what point, this thing has been going on for close to 2 weeks now. At what point, where did it start? How did it start? The thing is that this man came and agreed to testify that he took money from someone because he was getting brief, and that person asked him to give them back a cut. And he negotiated an indemnity deal that nothing that he said or did would come out in the open to no agency. But when the thing became a matter for inquiry, the relevant authorities investigating people in the government said, well, we want to see what was agreed to, and he objected to that, and is claiming damages in the amounts of $100 million. You add up all what he's asking for, $100 million, and how to get out of it, no one seems to know.
But also, Andy, isn't it that they say a fish doesn't rotten from the tail, right? We have the PM giving a story, and we have the former AG giving a different story. It appears that the AG was saying, well, I talked to the PM, and this is what the PM know, and then the PM is saying something different. I mean,
well, I don't know that he's saying anything different. The Prime Minister is not really, not really coming forth on the matter. What he says is that that has no impact on the party. I can't see how it has no impact. And he would have been privy to what was happening, because at the end of the day, he is an appointee of the Prime Minister, and he had to be reporting to the Prime Minister what he was doing. What he says is that, so he told the Prime Minister, and he named some members of the cabinet with whom he spoke. My position is something like this can be going down, and people in the cabinet, which is the organization that makes major decisions on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, some of them didn't know what was expected, what was happening, but they were all on a bandwagon when names were being called as the people who came up before the court for corruption and so on. Everybody was celebrating that. Now the idea as to who knew what went down, that is one of the matters for debate now. If in fact the cabinet as cabinet wasn't fully apprised as to what happened here, how we got to the point where this man was in charge of information that would have sunk all these other people. Something is wrong with that. Something is fundamentally wrong with that. And they have to I think members of the cabinet have to say what their position is, to what extent they were aware that this is how it was going on, as this attack on these two gentlemen was launched and was held as a major development in terms of going after what is called misbehavior in public office,
And it all seemed to have backfired on them. It has backfired so far.
Well, in my view, certainly.
Because at the end of the day, I don't see how they could come out from under this. I mean, unless they're going to get, they had to hire quite a few senior counsels, and they may have to go to England to get a king's counsel too. A senior counsel alone. A senior counsel alone ain't going to help them in this. They have to go and get a king's counsel too.
Well, this fellow was one.
I know. But Andy, there is another part of this whole thing. Are they saying to us that if you are in a certain class in Trinidad and Tobago, right, the justice system treats you differently?
Well, that is a view that people have, in general, in general language, but to me, it doesn't always work that way. What happens is that, people or grandparents say, who have more corn feed more fowl. So if you have more resources, you're able to hire the best attorneys available, and very often the best attorneys do the job that you want them to do in a way that people of lesser abilities won't, and way in which some lawyers see things, loopholes in the law and in what you have done, and ways that you could your penalty may be minimized because of this, that, or the other. That happens a lot. It happens, in my view, as much for people on the ground as it is for people in higher office. A lot of people who are before the court for all kinds of crimes get off depending on the cleverness of the attorneys, regardless of where they are in the system.
It seemed to me that, so Andy, you're on the ground, right? It seemed to me that every day, it seemed to be we are digging deeper and deeper into the sub-basement. We have passed the basement, right? We're going to the sub-basement now, because every day it seems to be something happening inside the government. And if it's not poor people facing the brunt of whatever they put in place, like, for example, the budget, right? Then you have these other type of things like Vincent Nelson Gate coming into being as well. And the people are suffering too, because it costs the taxpayers all those millions of dollars, right, that was already paid to him, and it appears they're going to have to be paid in the future.
Well, I mean, it's not extraordinary. Like, Trinidad as a country, it's a democracy like many other democracies in the world, including where you all are. There are all kinds of issues happening there as well, and people questioning one or the other. The view is that Armageddon is facing the United States political system, and it's not going to be easy to escape. And look at what's happening. The United Kingdom is in turmoil because of decisions made by the current prime minister. I mean, it's not indifferent in that sense,
But Andy, the population in these places are way larger than Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago is only 1.4 million people.
And that has no reason why we ought to be better than them in that sense. We inherit the same kind of attitudes among people, the same kind of abilities and misabilities and mismanagements of one kind or another. It's a question of scale. In our case, it doesn't mean that because we have 1.4 million people, we should be behaving any better than people who have hundreds of millions of people in their population. It's the systems we go under, and they're all run by human beings.
Aslam,
there's no paradise anywhere. There's no paradise anywhere on earth.
Andy, I want to change gears a little. Just, we could get back to this, but I want to change gears a little. Now we're looking at change of leadership in the PNM, and that seems to be an issue at this particular point. Now, Karen may have a great chance at becoming a leader, but the system that she's working with could put her in a very precarious position. What's your opinion on that?
Not necessarily. I mean, the elections are what they are, whether they're within a party or in the country and so on. There are people who have advantages of one kind or another. I'm observing what people are now talking about as to the loopholes in the arrangements for voting in PNM elections. That has been the case. But the PNM is almost 70 years old as a party, and they've had these elections, however they, at intervals that they have to have them.
What we are saying is now the playbook has been revised, and with the revision seems to be very shaky.
Yeah. Well, I can't tell you that I'm very conversant with the processes by which the voting takes place in the party, in any of the political parties. People complain about the same thing about whether it is the UNC, whether the parties before them, and people are always complaining about rigging of votes or the arrangements which are set to favor some people and don't favor other people. I can't say that I agree with that. I don't have any information to say how the thing is rigged, but what I know is the fact that people in ascendancy, the people who are in charge, do what is required to get people to support them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I went through a period in which I was seen as a supporter of Dr. Rowley when he first challenged the late Patrick Manning for leadership of the PNM in 1996, 1995, and so on, and he lost that, but he came back again and retrieved and recovered the political leadership of the party. It was said that the party was split down the center then, but that talk faded away once Mr. Manning was moving off the scene and people were looking for a new leader.
You know, I looked at.
What's your feeling about Karen's chances?
I have none at all. I just wish her luck.
He has to be politically correct.
That's my view. I really have no feelings. I don't have a sense of where the support and where the fault lines are in the party or anything like that. I pay no attention to those things. It is the PNM. That's their internal elections. I'm not inside on the ground in terms of where the loyalty lies and so on. And I think Dr. Rowley still has a tremendous amount of support, although I've not known a period in which people have been questioning the leadership of the party as it is the case in this point. But at the end of the day, I'm not sure that is going to translate into sufficient votes to remove him. I think I've said that the last time. I was saying my position is that without letter or without provocation or without any prompting, he came to the population and said he did not want to be one of those who get in office and then you have to take them out feet first. He said, we have things to do, places to go, and people to see. And that was the night of the election in 2020. When he said that, his wife was standing on the off of the platform, looking at him speaking. When he said that, she left where she was, went up on the podium, hugged him and kissed him. Right? My sense was that he was indicating that he was going to be moving on, not to be around to contest in another election. I want to know what changed and what caused him to want to stay. You know, nobody asked him anything about that. He volunteered that. I would like to know from him what caused the change. He's not talking about that. When you ask him about it, he's not discussing it anymore. That is the question I have for him to respond to. What is the reason that caused you to stay? You know, the party will go on, whatever happens, whenever you off the scene. You gave the country a sense that you were going to move on because you wanted to set a new example as to what happens with leadership and so on. You've changed your mind. Right. On what basis? He's not said that. He refused to discuss that. Well, not that I don't have anything personally against him and all them kind of things. But if you want to set new standards and you say that, you make a declaration of that without being prompted to do that, without any provocation, and you just pull back on that, and you're performing like any other person who's become intoxicated with power and position.
But we see a pattern since his incarnation that he doesn't keep his word.
Well, right. This is an example of that. Yeah. Yes.
Do you think she's poised? I mean, I want to address this in my little succinct ranting at the end of the show, I call it. There's a state of emergency in Trinidad and Tobago, in my opinion, not the one with COVID. I mean, you have the unemployment rate, it went up to 5.1%, 10%. This according to the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. You got problem with people using drugs going up. Corruption and bribery is high. Problems with people frightened to walk the street alone. And you're getting, for $1, you're getting you used to get 6.68. Now it's 6.73.
Well, right? That's in the bank, but you can't get it in the bank.
And a Standard and Poor's rating. And a Standard & Poor's rating of a triple B+, which I hear ain't too good from Mr. Shearer herself. Yeah, and you ain't got no sitting commissioner of police, and there's a lot of rumblings within the party. You don't think against that backdrop, she has good, feel to, to play with and perhaps come out victorious. I mean, would say
I can't tell you that.
uh-huh.
I can't tell you that I think yes or no about that. I wish her luck. That's what I'm saying. I wish she could do it. I'm not sanguine that she will be able to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that this internal election will be in my estimation, looking from outside, just as listening to people on the radio and listening to people on social media, and I mean, Dr. Rowley already come out and said he's in a fight for his life. I don't know what he's talking about. If this is what he's going to talk about in a fight for his life for the election, I mean, that's sad.
There's kind of high flown kind of rhetoric that people talk about. What is his life is not at stake, and remaining there is not going to prevent him from whatever is going to happen with him, physically or otherwise. And that's the kind of overblown rhetoric that tends to sometimes take people, and people take fancy to that. I don't know what that means in the fight for his life. He's not been put there by any force other than his own.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I hear when I hear him saying this is a fight for his life. I said, fight for your life. What are you talking about, man? Like,
so you mean for as long as he remains a prime minister and political leader of the party, his life is safe? And if he is not, it means that he's not safe. Well, if that is the case, that needs to be interrogated. Why would that be the case?
Yeah, I mean, I
political life.
It's political life. I mean, if he's no longer prime minister, he could still be something. He could still be in politics. Isn't Mrs. Kamala Possessor still the opposition leader?
Well,
right?
She's still the opposition leader. Yeah.
She's not prime minister anymore. She's still the opposition leader.
Yeah.
So you could decide if you want to continue in politics or not. So I didn't understand that.
He'll start his own party and take his wagon of 40 thieves with him.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't know about that one. Eh?
Disclaimer. Opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
Looking from afar, right? Looking from afar.
Bajan girls is something to upset.
Yeah, looking from afar, right? And being a supporter of the PNM, right? Andy's interesting, right? I'm giving you a personal experience.
Who is a supporter of the PNM? You?
Me, I am.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. I like to be transparent because my mother-in-law told me 34 years ago before I get married, I has no memory. So I
support Jesus, eh?
I don't remember anything. So I mean, it is just mind-boggling, right? When I listen to the people and them talk about this internal election and talk about Karen and talk about, oh God, well, she had to explain Clico. And the thing about it, Andy, is that they don't know the difference between Clico
and Colgate
and Colgate. They don't know the difference between insider trading, front running, and market manipulation. But they will get in the media and talk like, yes, what she did was insider trading. She come in the middle of the night like a thief in the night. I said, but thief in the night? I said, bank in Trinidad open in the night.
Yeah.
I know it's an analogy, right? And they come in and they're talking like if they know, Yeah, boys, insider trading. And I worked 23 years at the New York Stock Exchange. And what we did, our responsibility was insider trading, market manipulation, and front running. That's what we did. Right? The different departments I work. And I listen to the people talking and I say, I mean, at least go and do a little research. But then again,
we
talking
about that is not how politics works. People
you just throw anything up on the wall and see what will stick.
Yeah, and it sticks with a lot of people. Political allegiance is like that. Until you have a personal issue that you take a position on something, you tend to want to go along with what the prevailing winds are saying without any clue of what you're talking about, without any. That is the real nature of this kind of politics. People run with what is comfortable for them to support their side or their man in the game and so on. I think they're not analyzing or dissecting anything for themselves. They go with what is being told.
It's like I hear a person call a radio station one time, Andy, and say, hey, 75% of the people in Trinidad can't read, but Trinidad have a 98% literacy rate.
Yes, exactly.
75% of them. Yeah. 70, yeah. And I said, what? 70.
Yeah.
I said,
and there are people who say, there are people who say, who look inside of that and say, well, many of us could read it, but we can't understand.
Correct is right. Correct is right. I mean, it's interesting, boys. It's a different type of political landscape, with this internal election, this Nelson Gate. So we see that Gary Griffith is one of the nominees again for Commissioner of Police. Where do you think that will end up?
He has no right to be there. He has no right to be there.
Oh boy, here we go.
He's a known leader of a political party. He is in the process of forming alliances with other people who want to go up for election, other parties in the race. How could he conceivably be considered to be a candidate to be Commissioner of Police anymore?
Let me ask you something, Mr. Johnson. Is there part of the Constitution that says that he shouldn't be doing that? Or is it just a case of morality?
Well, I don't know about the Constitution, but you can't be actively involved in politics and want to be considered as a.
So if it's not in the Constitution, then it becomes a case of morality, a case of a perceived collusion.
Well, so a lot of things happen or do happen that are not explained in the Constitution, but it's inconceivable that somebody who is there's no question about where his political allegiances lie.
So
you can't have demonstrable political allegiances, right? Want to be in the politics and want to be in the Commissioner of Police.
Go ahead.
The Commissioner of Police cannot be in a position where his loyalty politically is under question. And if you have a political organization behind you, of course, you're not.
Okay, but
not in a position where it could be considered to be without, because everybody else who is going up to be Commissioner of Police will have to be evaluated on the basis of their ability to be free of any kind of political influences or inclinations.
Okay. Hear you loud and clear, sir, and your opinions are appreciated. However, the Prime Minister came out and said it was he who intercepted the list. So constitutionally, he's Prime Minister, but he went and pulled the list. So aren't the two of them operating on the same premise? A clause of morality, what do you call that? The Prime Minister stopped the list, which I understand from all discussions constitutionally he shouldn't be doing. And Gary Griffith put his hat in the ring for.
When you say the Prime Minister intercepted the list, now of course he has questions to answer for that, but then he came on top of that and said more than that, and probably worse than that, that he had lost confidence in Gary Griffith as so police, right?
Yeah, should it come down to him?
All right, well, wait a second. The selection of the police commissioner, we have worked it such that it is now the responsibility and subject to a vote in Parliament, right? So if you have the majority vote in the Parliament, and you as the leader of that side of the majority say that you have lost confidence, and you lost confidence in him, therefore there's no way that the people who respond to you and who are what's the term here, who dependent on you for their continuation in the Parliament and in the government, if you have lost confidence in him, therefore they will have to either leave their positions or follow your lead. And if your lead is that he is not going to get the vote of the majority in the parliament, that seals the matter. You could be how much ahead of everybody on the merit list and so on. Once it gets to the decision is going to be made by votes in the parliament. Right?
Yeah,
so on that basis, I can't see how. But I mean, the Police Service Commission, they are independent, quote unquote, as well. So they do their independent stuff, and what they come up with puts him on the short list. But it is subject to that vote in the parliament.
So, Mr. Johnson, the public lost confidence in Keith Rowley. Shouldn't he be pulled from his position too?
Well, that can only be decided on the basis of the votes on any given election.
I don't believe that the ultimate decision to intercept the list or to decide who's going to be police commissioner on one person. I don't believe that, because then you're operating like a dictatorship now.
Well, it's not on one person, but if you are the leader of the team with the majority in the parliament, people could take their positions and vote against that. But
and they could take, and you can use your personal. You don't like this person, so you, for whatever reason, and you decide to take a personal vendetta out on the person. No, I'll tell you straight up, Mr. Griffith has his ways, and he has some flaws that I don't like, and I will tell him to his face. But I believe because he come from this background, he's trainable. Nicole could put. No, 1 minute, Nicole could pull him. And usually, men will listen to the women that are closest to them. Nicole could pull him and tell him, hey, you're not behaving right. You need to watch your mouth.
So?
I believe so.
I
mean, a happy life, happy wife. If your wife is not,
so?
if your wife is not happy and she comes to you and tell you, hey, you're not acting right, please, can you reel it in? He will take. He should take a cue from her. He should take a cue from her. My wife.
He should.
He should. Should is the operative word. Yeah. He should take a cue from her and look, hey, I need to, But if you ask me my personal opinion, you should give him back his work. Look at the country now.
His
give
work.
him the work back.
His work.
Give him the job back as police commissioner. That's what I say. And let let him put all the policies in, but everything. Give him back the job. Who you gonna put there now, Mr. Johnson? You put Anselm? You're gonna put you?
In my view, that he is too dangerously
megalomaniacal. He may have certain ways about him, but he can be reeled in, and he's not he can. The women felt safe with him at the helm. Give him back the work. That's what I say. Give him back, but he has to come out of the political arena. Is either one or the other? But there's no constitution that says he can't be in both. The constitution does not say that.
You can't.
Morally, maybe, but the Constitution does not say. If in the Constitution, if I'm wrong, anybody knows. Tell me if Gary Griffith can't put in his hat for police commissioner and can't.
You don't have to go to the Constitution for that. This doesn't make sense. How could somebody want to be leader of a political organization and be commissioner of the police at the same time?
But it was taken away from him when Dr. Rowley intercepted the list.
It wasn't taken away from him. He was on a contract, and the contract could either have been extended or not, and it was not extended.
It was not extended. Why? And you still ain't find somebody yet, and the crime out of control. Hello, if I was prime minister, hey, Gary, so and so and so, you need to so and so and so, and these are my stipulations. Here, go on, fix the problem. I take it my personal, and women are able to take. I'm a woman. You always call me emotional. Take my emotions out of it, give him back his work, and fix the problem for me. Yeah.
There are a lot of people in Trinidad and Tobago who are not convinced that he was fixing anything. He was.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, he was operating in a way that suited him and the people who he wanted to have on his side, and the kinds of deals he was making with people, the whole business of the arrangements for the freeing up of the firearms license issuance.
Apparently, I understand.
Some of the atrocities, people who he handpicked. One fellow was caught with in a display of guns on a boat down the islands. Another one was in charge of the interrogations of people who were murder suspects, and they beat them to death. And he said, on the first death, he said that he was told that the guy had fallen off a chair when the forensics were done. The fellow was beaten mercilessly because he wasn't going to talk.
Was Gary Griffith there?
He don't know, but he condoned it.
Okay.
That is, the atmosphere that he created in the service condoned that kind of treatment of people, and you can't do that and expect not to be taken apart because people feel, well, the crime is such that you have to do anything that is necessary. That's a problem. And these are people who he handpicked. You know, these are people who he handpicked. These weren't people he met in the service, who handpicked and put them there, and they were taking advantage of this sense that he had the confidence.
Well, maybe they were working against him. Answer me, approaching top of the hour.
Stay with us for a short bit. We're going to go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We have with us, is it okay to call you journalist, Andy?
Well, that's what journalist?
I am. Okay. You know, some people want to be called something different. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We have one renowned journalist, you know, from Trinidad and Tobago, no other than Andy Johnson. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. If you just joined us, we have with us in the village tonight. No stranger to in the village, Andy Johnson. And we're having some very, very, very fantabulous, splendiferous discussions here tonight. We're talking about the PNM internal election. We're talking about Gary Griffith can decide whether you want to be commissioner of police or the political leader of a party. You know, we're talking about Nelson Gate, you know, all the millions and millions of dollars that was paid to Nelson. You know, so we're trying to cover all the bases tonight. You know.
I believe Gary is setting a precedent, showing for the, going forward for the future. Hey, it ain't in the Constitution. Look, it wasn't in the it's not in the Constitution that no one in the party can get up and challenge Dr. Rowley. And
no one in the party.
Mrs. Answer me, am I saying it correctly? They shouldn't get up and challenge him because it's salt for them when he gets back in. He go banish them to Siberia, right? But Mrs. Teixeira is an independent person.
Yeah.
And she throw her hat in the ring.
Yeah.
Now, what is he gonna do? But she belongs to the PNM. So, I was saying all about there's nobody that can get up and challenge Dr. Rowley. There's no one. I was singing that song all the while. Well, and I said, I wish I was in politics. I would have challenged him.
But there are
I don't care.
People,
he could banish me to Antarctica. I don't care. Mm-hmm.
There are 4 people in the race for political leader. She's not the only one.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. But was it like that before Anselm? Did you ever? I understand Penny did it before, and where she ended up?
Well,
in the mission outside.
Well, she's back in there, and she's opted not to run again. She's probably
because she don't want to go back outside.
Probably biting no, but she was in a critical place, and she left that to come back and go back into politics, But she's probably operating on her own strategy as to when she will make a move again.
You know what should make him? You know what should make him quiver in his boots? All of them should throw their hat in the ring for political party, unless they want other chairman of the party and other. All of them, and that should make him say, "Oh dear, something wrong."
Yeah, but I mean, he has a number of major challenges. One person who is in that fight for political leadership, Ronald Boynes, is saying that the party is adrift, and there's a serious disconnect between the leadership of the party and sections of the membership of the party, and that has to be fixed, and it can't be fixed under the current political leader. That is part of his campaign, so he's working on that.
And I bet you that is tied to the, what is it loud the word now, talking to a journalist here now, the 2013 salaries people still working at.
Why? That is, I wouldn't say it's tied to it, but people talking, this is the, internal party stuff. What is the connection and the connectivity between the leadership and the rank and file? Yeah, that has nothing to do with what the
Yeah, but the leadership and the party people. You see, I'm trying to understand who actually votes internally. They're members who are not inside Parliament, regular citizens that they will
Yes.
vote.
Yes,
So
yes.
they're working at 2013 salaries, so they're afraid to lose a little work. And that is where the problem lies. Now, if they were not afraid and say, you know what, this is nonsense,
But you can't
need.
lose a job. You can't if you are
But
in
but
that
but, but,
position,
but Andy,
you
if you
can't lose a
look,
job.
but
You're a
Andy,
public servant. You're a public servant, or you work for a
you
state
shouldn't
corporation.
lose your job. Not
Well,
can't.
you
Shouldn't lose.
You can't.
But Andy, watch. A woman in Iran, the most controlled, religious state. Her hijab fell off and she was killed. And what happened to those people? They get up and went against the Ayatollah.
You can't compare Iran with Trinidad and Tobago.
I'm not comparing them. I'm comparing people getting up and standing up for the rights of one citizen. Why we don't have that feeling in Trinidad? There is this you're saying there's a disconnect between the rank and file and the membership. There's a disconnect between the politicians and the poor people on the ground. There's a total disconnect. Because then when you have people like Sean Fokojo saying,
who you think makes up the constituent elements of the parties? A lot of poor people like us, who go and vote.
And some are all frightened to lose all their work, like you said. But when you have people like Sean Fokojo, I'm a Bajan now, eh? When you have people like Sean Fokojo talking about sacrifice, you have a fellow working in the dump, $5,000 a month. That's what we say. And out of that, the price of everything going up. And you want he to make sacrifice? How much more sacrifice can this poor man make? Cleaning the dump, everybody garbage, and working at that salary? Come on, Andy.
People have spoken about that loudly.
Come on, Andy. It's a total disconnect.
No, what I'm saying is that people have spoken about it loudly, such that the Prime Minister had to apologize on behalf of some of them. And
apologizing is not enough. The people need money to live. You need jobs for these young men. You need to fix the prison system.
I don't want to be here appearing to be in defense of the Prime Minister.
Yeah, I know you're not.
Right?
I know you're not.
We're
engaging in friendly banter.
Realities, right? People have spoken about it such that they had to apologize for it, and that is taking a note of.
Apologizing is not enough.
Well,
they need their proactive back pay that they owed from 2013 for the cost of living today. How you expect this person to live on $5,000 and ask them to sacrifice even more? And you sham for Kojo and look like you miss a meal. Oh, come on. Anyway, and me, I'm a friendly Bajan. I like you, you bring out the storm in me, So.
Yeah. All right, but in any case, I will have to cut out because I'm up and 4 in the morning.
And you're running again?
I'm sharing this kind of discussion for 2 hours in the morning. Well, I would like one of you to because I just
when I come to Trinidad, I come in on your show live.
The door is open.
Somebody asked this question before you go, Andy. I don't know. I don't know if the Marset Design Plus said it's personal admitted.
What is that?
Marset Design. That's a person in the chat said it's personal admitted. I don't know if they're talking about between you and
Gary Griffin. No, Gary Griffin and the PM.
Yeah.
Between Gary Griffin and the PM.
Yeah, I was following the chat. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Andy, we want to thank you again for joining us. Any closing words before you go?
Well, no. I mean, I think I've said enough in terms of closing and so on. But sometimes you have to be, on the ground to get a sense of what is really happening and so on.
Okay, Kyle, we bring people in occasionally from the ground to talk.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could talk with one of you on my program in the morning because
I'm gonna come.
I'm saying in the morning just before I came on, I got a notice from one of my guests who can't make it, so I have a hole to fill right now.
Oh no, I want to come live on your show.
What time is that, Andy?
Virtual, not
6 o'clock in the
Very
morning.
welcome. You'll be very welcome.
6 o'clock in the morning.
Andy.
Right. Yes.
4 o'clock is the start of your show, right?
6 o'clock, 6 a.m.
6 o'clock a.m. prime. But let me ask you something. That's from 6 to what time?
To 7:30 local time.
Right.
Set your alarm for 5 o'clock, Tommy.
No, I'm not going to make it. Andy, I want to thank you for such short notice, taking the time to come on the show, knowing you have to go to bed early, right? So I appreciate it.
What's the topic,
very much.
Andy? What's the topic on the show?
Well, all kinds. Well, it's not one topic. Different guests discuss different things. We're talking about what we call Nelson Gates and stuff like that as well.
And some could talk about Nelson Gate. Why are they calling it Nelson? You know, did we get rid of it? Did we get rid of his statue?
That's his name.
That's his name.
Vincent Nelson.
Unfortunate for the poor fellow.
No, but it's Vincent Nelson. That's why it's Nelson Gate. But anyway, Andy, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us. You know, we always appreciate when you come join us on short notice. And you know, one of these days, one of us definitely going to come on your program.
I come in live. I'll let Tommy text you and tell you when I come in live. The storm coming into to the TV station live.
Take it easy.
All right. Take care, Andy.
Love you, Andy.
Right,
take care.
Andy. All righty.
Ansel, why you don't know how to behave yourself, yeah? You're taking on the guests. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't know how to behave.
Huh?
Let me move Andy from the stream here. Hold on. Okay.
All they don't know how to behave all itself. Why are they taking on the guests so?
Solo layout. Let me see. Hold on, Okay, all right. Now we're gonna go over here. There we go.
You ever saw a show? Any of you ever saw a show in the morning?
No, I never did.
I saw it.
What channel is it on?
WESN.
Oh, okay.
He was at another station, and I think he interviewed me, and I performed a piece about 5-6 years ago. I think so.
He's been on several stations, but he's now on WE.
Okay, yeah. So let me just read some. Marset says, Design Plus says, Andy, you funny. Right? Hailey says, Rowley lost confidence in Gigi and have an acting commercial who worse than Gary. Rowley is a failure magnet. Rowley is a crack shot in failure.
Oh, Lord.
Andy is a real journalist. You would never know who he supports because he tries to be as objective as possible.
Rose says, let's remember that the PM said he will not be going back. This will be his last term in office. The question is, who will be our next prime minister and will they attend to the people's needs?
No, but you heard what Andy says? He said that, but he's not holding fast to that.
Yeah. Yesterday was yesterday and today is today.
Exactly. Look how many things he said. I thought he wasn't going to close down Petrotrin.
Yeah, yesterday is yesterday, today is today. Who will stand up against Ketos if they become prime minister? And it's the PM who in government. Nobody will tell him anything. That's not.
Well, now they're going to get pressure.
Takesha says, I don't know why we all even bother. None of these politicians just get arrested and make a jail.
True.
Well, David Lee got charged the other day.
Yeah, he did?
Is he gonna make a jail? Is he gonna make a jail? Oh.
Well, I mean, at least he get charged. He was arrested and charged. Ketos feel people stupid in this country. 1 day for general election and 9 days for internal election. Really, Ketos? Lana correct is right. After the day, we have a real backwards in truth, boy. And when you bring it up, people, oh God, all of this and all of that. You know what? there was something here I wanted to read. Oh, hold on, Oh, here it is. I want to read this. This is Nunes Teixeira tells PNI, I come for the work. I come for the work. That's one of the sayings for a campaign. So let me read that for you guys. Challenger for the leadership of the People's National Movement, Karen Nunes Teixeira launched a campaign in Point Fortin on Monday night. Nunes Teixeira danced her way to the podium at the Sports Club Clifton Hill to the infectious songs of Kes Boss Lady, as she specified in no uncertain term that she come for the work. And Melanie Houston, I Will Always Be There For You. Two great songs.
Right,
Yep, a choice of the Point Fortin to make her debut in the PNM internal election, she explained, was a nostalgic one, as this was where she spent her formative years while her father worked with an oil company. It feels almost like coming home, she said to the small audience from whom she sought endorsement for her candidacy, and her running mate Ken Butcher, who is seeking the post of chairman. Today we are here about party business. We are not in any way challenging or questioning the national leadership of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. We are here seeking your endorsement with one clear objective: to strengthen and repair the cracks and structural weaknesses of the very foundation of the party. That is real, very real. Nunes Teixeira said she wants to grow the party by attracting new members and to translate the aim and objective of the party's constitution into national governance, structure, and ultimately victory at national elections. This cannot be achieved without a strong, resilient, impregnable foundation, and therein lies one of the most critical roles of the political leader. She said both she and Butcher are committed to the party's existence and that its aims, objectives, structures, and rules are centered on the attainment of governance of the nation. The irony is that the very foundation of Balize House have been demolished, obliterated, she said. The PNM's Balize House, Port of Spain headquarters, a colonial era building, is being replaced by a modern one. What we do know is that there's a disconnect, alienation, anger, and hurt by insensitive statements. She refers to the post-budget suggestion by government ministers to people feeling the brunt of escalating fuel prices, that they should use a coal pot or ride a bicycle, and in response to food price inflation, not eat macaroni pie or ham. She chastised the broken promises, wasted money, crime, and lack of trust and confidence in the government. What is most evident is that we have a government whose policies and implementation or lack thereof favor only one small group, while the vast majority assigned to a life of poverty, underemployment, low-value jobs, or deprived of real meaningful opportunities to become entrepreneurs of small, medium, and micro business and the single chow kings. Her promise, should she record success when the membership casts their votes, is to build a new and strong foundation in a house that makes rooms for all to flourish, an opportunity to share equitably in the revenues generated from our energy resources. She reiterated her concerns about the party electoral process, suggesting that it needs to be tightened and amended with regards to the number of days for voting, the security and the custody of ballot boxes, and the counting the ballots. Votes will be cast on 3 days over a 9-day period. Nunes Teixeira has written to the Election Supervisory Committee Chairman Anthony Roberts, questioning this new process. She has also called for improved communications about deadlines for registering to vote and selecting a new registrant with transparency and accountability. Or let's say that again, transparency and accountability. During the question and answer session, a man who identified himself as Junior Taylor of Warden Road outlined a number of ills affecting the borough, saying, all people were getting were promises. So there you have it.
But Anselm, some would say that Marlene McDonald got charged, but what became of it?
Where she get charged?
But what became of it? Ain't she still holding a post?
No, she's not the government.
When the charges dropped or dismissed or something of sorts?
What's that?
When the charges dropped or either dismissed or something?
No. She's still under charges.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. No, she's still under charges. Yeah. She got charged.
Still under charges?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Okay.
So that's gonna take 20 years before the case called.
Took the tape out of my mouth. And the same thing with Mr. Lee. That's gonna take how many years?
Rose, thank you very much. Answer me looking nice the holiday. Hold on.
Hey Rose, Anselm wife watching, watch yourself, be careful, compliment again, Anselm,
Anselm, you're looking nice for the holidays.
Tommy, Rose done with your boy.
Yeah, boy. Since she went fishing and messed up she had.
In Castara.
So
Rosie.
I want you all to listen to Roger Alexander. And
oh God. He just give me a headache.
Listen to Roddy Alexander. Listen, this is
Yes, sir.
And we understand that there was a conversation in the public domain that some persons who, in fact, were Spanish nationals, I think it was, they went to make a report.
Yes.
And they were told by law enforcement that the police officer couldn't understand what the person was saying. Now, one thing I would like members of the public to understand this. The conversation should be that that police officer did not understand what they were saying. Because we have put things in place in Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to such an extent where a number of persons went and do courses. There are persons with degrees in Spanish and all of that. So the idea is to communicate with a police officer in the first instance to record the statement, and that statement could be authenticated by those persons from the agency that normally does the translation.
But what I will ask you, sir, when the Spanish nationals tried to speak to the police officer, what was that officer's response? Did that officer try to get on to one of his colleagues who speaks Spanish? Or were they turned away? Because if they were turned away, that is where the problem is.
Well, all indication from what they were saying, apparently they were turned away. So if they were turned away, something is very wrong there. I recall we were going to rehearse to get persons to translate for us with a number of different languages. So, you know, I don't understand how that took place. But however, even going further, the executive of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is preparing further training for persons that could assist the blind, the deaf, persons like that, because we understand that they too are victims of crime. Listening to
boy, I'm sorry, you know. I'm sorry. You understand what happened? You understand what happened?
Imagine this guy.
No, you know what? You just give me a migraine, you know, answer. Well, why you didn't announce this way ahead?
Tommy, translate for me, please. Translate for me. Where, Tommy? Translate.
No. You're wrong, man. I don't know what he doing on television.
Tommy, come on, man.
He's showing off his muscles.
It's nauseating.
Tommy, the man say we sending people to train at what Nyhurst or wherever it is. Yeah, something wrong, you know. Something not wrong, you know. Something wrong. Hey, Alexander, listen. Alexander, here what you have to do, Alexander. Let me help you. Alexander, if you have 100 police stations across the country, make sure you have somebody always there that can translate from Spanish to English for whoever. They'll be there 24/7. Hey, Alexander, we're sending them to go and train someplace for you know.
No.
Oh God.
Now we know why the security apparatus is in a mess.
But don't they have civilians or children coming out of university school that are trained in Spanish that can be assigned to the police station as a civilian employee? I mean, oh Lord Father.
Dana, the man said he's sending people to train. I don't know what he's sending them to train to do. But you just have somebody who's going to be in there 24/7.
Yeah, two people.
Comes in. They are there on the job to translate whatever information it is. Why is it that difficult?
A civilian employee
in this station who can take a call over the phone that speaks both language.
Correct. It's easy. Let me hear Alexander again. Maybe I missed something. Hold on.
You're giving me a migraine.
And we understand that there was a conversation in the public domain that some persons who, in fact, were...
Yeah, the man said, some persons there.
Yeah.
Spanish nationals, I think it was. They went to make a report.
Yeah, from Spain or from
And they were
Venezuela.
told by law enforcement that the police officer couldn't understand what the person was saying. Now, one thing I would like members of the public to understand this. The conversation should be that police officer did not understand what they were saying. Because
Now let me ask Alexander a question. Alexander, are you saying that if a Spanish person go into the Besson Street police station, right, there's police officers there who can translate? If they go into a Rima police station, there's police officers there who can translate. If they go into a Labre police station, he's saying that. yeah, all I have to give him credit to though. He's a real good actor in truth though. Give him credit.
Because we have put things in place in Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to such an extent where a number of persons went and do courses. There are persons with degrees in Spanish and all of that. So the idea is to communicate.
Is that person with degrees and all of that?
People in the chat are saying you get translation on your phone, Babbel.
Right.
Okay.
Communicate with a police officer in the first instance to record the statement, and that statement could be authenticated by those persons from the agency that normally does the translation.
But what I will ask.
Oh God. Let me remove Alexander.
Please.
You know, I've been trying to figure out for the longest what was the criteria for putting him on a television show to be the face of crime in Trinidad and Tobago. Crime fighting rather in Trinidad and Tobago.
I understand, right? Tommy, the Prime Minister is not what? Wait. He wasn't what? The Prime Minister lost confidence in him.
True.
I understand, right? That there was a bus. You call it a bus at a bar or some restaurant or somewhere where the businessmen are hiring the venues in a massage parlor. Only correct me if I'm wrong. So much I read. And apparently, it is alleged that these businessmen are sexually exploiting the young girls in the massage parlor. Now, you know, Mr. John Q. Public, who owned the bars and those parlors, you know, that ain't right. And some of these girls, I understand, are very young. That ain't right. See where the whole thing start? Yeah, that ain't right. You're wrong for doing that. So there was this bus, and apparently they rescued a lot of women who were being sexually exploited. So there you go, Anselm. John Q. Public is a pedophilia, taking advantage of little girls.
Maybe we need this.
Yeah,
vote Karen Nunes Teixeira, the boss lady, for political leader of the PNM. Vote Karen Nunes Teixeira, the boss lady. Change is coming. The new political leader of the PNM. Change is coming.
That sounds like Rennie B.
Wow.
I was kind of shocked, you know.
Vote Karen Nunes Teixeira, the boss lady, for political leader of the PNM. Vote Karen Nunes Teixeira, the boss lady. Change is coming. The new political leader of the PNM. Change is coming.
Yeah.
Boss lady, here. Call.
Yeah.
That's Rennie B, right?
I don't know, you know. I don't
sound like him, right?
Yeah,
I gotta call him and pick a bone with him.
Yeah. Correct, that's right. So here we have Martin George now on the Vincent Nelson gate. Let's listen to this.
There remain several troubling and disturbing and unanswered questions as it surrounds this entire imbroglio and debacle with this indemnity agreement and Vincent Nelson King's Counsel. We need to get a fulsome, wholesome clarification and explanation from the agents and officers of the state, whether those who currently hold positions or previously held the positions. We need some clarity as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. We are entitled to this. This scenario cannot be swept under the carpet. It has to be explained and clarified for the public because there are questions now arising as to whether there was some level of governmental or political interference in this entire process. And if that's the case, that's very troubling and disturbing. On the other hand, we, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we would love to see due process take its course and persons who are charged with matters, if there's evidence against them, we would like to see that justice is served and that their cases are tried and a decision is made one way or the other. The public has absolutely no confidence left in the judicial system of Trinidad and Tobago if it is that things like this continue to happen and continue to bedevil the administration of justice in Trinidad and Tobago. And as an attorney and as a citizen and as someone who speaks publicly on many issues, I would like to call upon the government to offer that clarity, that explanation to the public, because that is necessary to begin to try to restore public confidence in the justice system in Trinidad and Tobago, so that the ordinary citizen will not feel that there's one rule for the rich and the powerful, and then you have another rule for the poor and the indigent. The law must be applied equally, equitably, and fairly across the board in relation to everyone. And I think most citizens are feeling that in this present scenario, with this Vincent Nelson scandal, because it's nothing short of a scandal, this scandal exposes that there is no equality or equity in terms of the administration of justice as it occurs in Trinidad and Tobago.
That is Attorney Martin George. You understand? And he hit it on the head, man. You know, we you know, listen, I don't care if the government is paying people to try to bring down other people. All of them should go. Every single one of them should go. Every one of them. Right? Because that's imagine if all of them at the top there with making millions exchanging between all of them and them trying to bring down one another. What about the little poor man down in the sub-basement? Think about it. Right? Millions exchanging. That man get millions and millions of dollars. It's millions of dollars he get. Right? And we look.
City. Go ahead, Tom.
The original target was Ramdeen and Ramlogan, right?
Correct.
And at the end of the day, Gaspar had to just let them walk.
The case had to be discontinued.
Yeah.
And once the case is discontinued now, all the online lawyers now, you know, who get the degree online, they come in
in a Chinese yen shop.
All this. Well, and listen now, the DPP, you know, the DPP from Trinidad, who is excellent, outstanding, overworked, knows what he's doing. Them parlor lawyers now, You understand? Them 99 cents lawyers coming out and telling you, well, the DPP is a P&M, right? When it's in favor of the UNC, is a P&M, and when it's favoring the UNC, when it's favoring the UNC, is a P&M, and when it's favoring the P&M, is a UNC. You see, and that's how we keep going. We keep spinning up in mud. You know, maybe this might do have something to do in Trinidad. Maybe this could change the things. I don't know. What do you think about this? I don't know.
Pandey, the political leader of Patriotic Front, posted a video on her Facebook page on Sunday that was just over 5.5 minutes long.
We are painfully aware that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago have been crying out for meaningful change. But such change seems to have been an elusive dream. We continue to look on year after year, hoping to hear new creative solutions from any of our elected officials. But that too seems to be an elusive dream. The most recent budget is no exception. We have to decide when enough is enough.
But in 2020, 3 weeks after Ms. Pandey announced that the Patriotic Front would contest the general election then, she had said she did not think that her party could have successfully campaigned the 41 constituencies in 3 weeks after Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley announced on July 3rd, 2020 that the election would be held on August 10th of that year. The PNM, led by Dr. Rowley, won a second term in office in 2020. The next general election is due in 2025. Ms. Pandey had announced the formation of the Patriotic Front in 2020 with her father, former Prime Minister Basdeo Pandey, at her side.
It is time to move our nation forward in a new direction. Come 2025, the Patriotic Front will be contesting the general election. It is our vision to create a safe, knowledge-based society with a globally competitive, technologically driven and diversified economy that will sustain full employment, growing prosperity, equal opportunity, and the highest standard of living for all of our citizens.
Ms. Pandey recently told TV6 News a good, sustainable party is not formed overnight. Jewel Brown, TV6 News.
So here we have it, man. Everybody looking for a new party. Look at new party for you. What they would say now? You know what they would say? Oh, she's a UNC. She was a UNC. She's an undercover UNC. Oh, God.
Some man just got chopped in Scarborough, a domestic dispute.
Yeah. So Philip Alexander posted about 6 hours ago. Do you agree? Kurt, Nanda, Hanamaji posted this. Philip, Gary, and Makila. If the three of all you join forces and contest the 2025 general election, all you stand a better chance than doing it by yourselves, and Trinidad and Tobago will be better. What do you say?
They would do better together than apart.
Yeah, I agree with
whether they're gonna win, that's another story.
Yeah, but Philip Alexander always cussing the UNC. So I don't know. You know, I don't know how they go. And he and that fella that fallout, a big fallout the other day. Anyhow, as they say, yesterday's yesterday and today's today, but you know. Of course. But the politics just continue unabated in Trinidad and Tobago, man. It continues unabated and every day something new, something different. Every day something new, something different. All I know, Dr. Rowley was in Tobago, right?
No,
you all know that? Huh?
We don't know. You have to tell us.
Here he is in Tobago.
What do you want to do? Plant peas?
I ask you now more than ever to defend those principles. Your country needs you. If Mason Hall ever needed you, it's now. If Trinidad and Tobago ever needed you, it's now. Answer to the call as I know you will. And as you say today, happy Sabbath.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley recalled the days of his grandmother where she assisted in the building of the original Mason Hall Seventh-day Adventist Church, where he grew up. Dr. Rowley called on the congregation to hold fast to what they believe in, as there are better days ahead.
And that is why I ask you today to keep holding fast to those faith and principles and ensure for the rest of the nation that future that we have learned to recognize, that we have realized, that we are experiencing, which those who went before knew was ahead, but they didn't experience, but they built the foundation for us.
The Prime Minister then made this declaration.
Today, whatever you think of me, whatever honor or recognition you give to me, the foundation of what I am is my upbringing on this ground right here in Mason Hall.
Also in attendance, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine, who is also a member of the Seventh-day Adventist faith. Mr. Augustine said the role of the church is needed today more than ever, especially in our communities.
I'm certain there will be no filing without the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Perhaps no Prime Minister as we have now and his leadership without the Adventist Church. And the role that you have played. As a church, you have to help us help this island and help this country. It has to go beyond coming to church to be a good sermon on a Sabbath. It has to be about our role in the community. It has to be about taking the church from these four walls out into the streets.
Elizabeth Williams, 26 News.
So what is Prime Minister campaigning for?
Internal.
Wait, ain't them the same people that disown him and he run to Digger Martin?
Well, they invite him back.
Storm. Storm, you.
What happened? What did I say? I just want to say the facts, Tommy, and I am not allegiance to anybody, you know. I'm allegiance to Jehovah. Jehovah is my man first. All right? Good. Them is the same people, and I just get things from on the ground, and I'm not going to call my source. Them is the same people that disown him and reject him, and he ran to Digger Martin. Them is the same people during the pandemic. I hear he never threw a birthday party for none of them children, a Christmas party, but none of them children in Mason Hall. I was there where he lived in. I see his house. He live in a nice house. I'd like to come and have a cup of tea with him, but he wasn't there. You know I would have gone and knocked on the gate.
You know,
but he wasn't there.
As I say that, let me play this. I want to do something.
Let me remind you, Mrs. Prasad Bisessa's near entire budget contribution last year was on Faris. Her budget statements, Faris. Her platform statements, Faris.
Every day, Faris. Every day, Faris.
Only in Trinidad. Let me remind you.
Only in Trinidad.
I was beating iron here, my iron.
Yeah, So during Obama's career, right, he donated $1 million to charity. 1 million of his own money, and the money came from like books that he sold and so on and so forth. You know, I want to ask a question every day. How many dollars have Prime Minister Rowley donated to charity of his own money?
Good question.
Yeah, you have any book selling?
Yeah, you have a book selling from Mason Hall to Whitehall.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll take a page of Obama's book when he makes some money.
Lord, only not easy, you know. Only leave my Prime Minister now. Next time I'm there, I want to have some tea with him and go and help him feed the goats and stuff. I was raised on a farm, you know, Dr. Rowley.
You want to go to Tobago to help you plant some peas?
Yeah, I could do that too. I will put on some pum pum shorts.
I didn't hear that.
But it's hot. You have to put on clothes that is you know, to the weather.
You said pum pum shorts.
It's hot. Those are short pants. Just Jamaican name them pum pum shorts. So I can put on some short pants and tall boots, and I gonna plant peas in Tobago.
Well, Capiza, welcome. Ken John, welcome. Capiza says what? And Sam, you didn't ask him in the basement for we. I know what Capiza want me to ask. Rose, Ken John says, good night, Rose. Blessings and shalom. Love. Be safe, my dear. Yeah.
Wait, Ken John come in here only saying good night to Rose. What's going on?
Yeah, I ain't see Eugene Julian make no comment at all. Like, you have to take my phone again. I don't know what else be going on with these fellas and them now, boy. You know, they're allowing all kind of things to happen to them, but
Hi, he said, Diana, you'll be washing his drawers. Oh God, oh tall boots. Yeah, some tall boots.
washing what?
I just start some
So we know that we lost a great one. Let's see how they had a stand off for Explainer. Let's look at it.
Yeah. I was asking Andy if he went to the funeral, but I forgot.
Stand of the Queen's Park Savannah. Family, friends, and well-wishers dressed in red gathered to celebrate his life and legacy, describing him as a mentor, cultural warrior, activist, and genuine friend. Explainer, also called the Messenger, was known for his bold lyrics that challenged parliamentarians on societal issues. Two co-presidents, Ainsley King, called the Calypso icon a genuine man.
He's a blessed man. He's a blessed man. And to me, he became a father figure, a friend. And we were very tight, to the extent that if a week passed and I don't answer the phone, he will call and say, once he get me, he will say, man, you know, I just like to talk to you, man. You know I like you, man. I mean, come on, man. I just want to know what's going on and that kind of thing. And to that extent, we made a connection.
Calling Calypso the best art form in the world, Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines said Explainer's music impacted him and he was grateful for his contribution. He added that among Explainer's many songs, Kicks in Parliament and Lorraine continue to resonate.
Kicks in Parliament, I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, I would have come into the Parliament in 1995, years after Explainer would have sung that mightyful piece.
Oh God.
And I would have learned from those who went before me that that song assisted more than any code of conduct in regulating the behavior of those who sat in the Parliament.
In his tribute, Winston Gypsy Peters remembered Explainer as a childhood friend, a happy man, a man of dignity, and a caring father who had a sense of humor.
I couldn't really remember his birth date at one point in time. So you know what this man did? This man told me that his birthday was sometime when it wasn't. It had nothing to do with his birthday. He called me on the phone. Both of us at the time we were in St. Thomas, called me on the phone. Today is his birthday. Boy, and it had nobody else to celebrate here but you. Make me go and rent a place. I went and I rent the place and had them decorated it nice with dinner and stuff for Winston and I and maybe somebody else I can remember. Only to figure out when we finished, that boy by the table laughing. I said, what are you laughing at? But you couldn't remember my birthday, so that's why I make you celebrate my birthday today, and it's not no birthday of mine.
Many Calypsonians and dignitaries attended the celebration of Explainer's life, including former President Anthony Comona, who dubbed Explainer the people's champ.
Decades ago, Winston was a defender of the human rights of Rastafarianism when it wasn't popular to do so. Such was the measure and quantum of the man. Such was his belief in our shared and common humanity. And I can tell you, in fact, these things inspired me when I became president.
In delivering the homily, Pastor Clive Dutton likened the icon to a good Samaritan and a champion for justice.
Although Explainer did not claim to be a prophet, he had a prophetic voice. And I want to emphasize that. Although he never claimed to be a prophet, he never claimed to be Isaiah or Jeremiah, okay, or Adam or Abraham, but he had a prophetic voice, calling out those who were hurting the society.
Melissa Maynard, TV6 News.
Yeah, boy.
Ain't it ironic that Hines get to read the parts what kicks it in Parliament?
Right? Yeah. But you know, Explainer has such a large catalog and such a vast repertoire. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean,
he should be given a doctorate post post-mortem, you know?
I don't start that, please.
Huh?
Don't start that. Tommy, we getting some feedback.
I mean, don't start that.
As a matter of fact, let me play something.
He need a cultural center named after him, a street, and he need a postdoctorate degree. Come on, we need, when we coming into Piarco, to see our people there. Explainer, to hear Explainer in my head, to hear Sparrow in my head. I need to hear that. I need to see that. All right, go ahead. I don't know.
I'm gonna play this for you. Diana. Hold on. Hold on, Diana. Hold on.
We're gonna guard the guards?
No. We're going with this one. Is I explain that one?
This song is specially dedicated to all my fellow Trinidadians. Trinidad has radiance, Trinidad is nice. When come to the heroes, we got to think twice. We got to learn how to bridge the gap, because there are people make us powerful on the map. The way we treat the heroes with scorn.
Buffering.
Lana Soli.
And also wish they were never born. In other countries I realize their heroes are the ones whom they idolize. Jamaica buried the dead of Marley to sing praise to their hero. But in my country we deliberately push the heroes below. Then we admire foreign culture, we treat nowhere so low. We ought to know we shouldn't treat our heroes so. No. We shouldn't treat our heroes so. No. We shouldn't treat our heroes so. Being a rich country, that is all. My people convince me they're not patriotic at all. When they see their heroes, some will suck their teeth and depreciate them all along the streets. Free Simon died in poverty, yet we never had a state funeral for him. Although he was hunger upon, yet my nation didn't show appreciation. Stevie Wonder to demonstrator for the late Martin Luther, and Juba Butler he fought for labor. We watch him die the pauper. Then we admire foreign culture, we treat proper so low. We ought to know we shouldn't treat our heroes so. No. We shouldn't treat our heroes so. No. We shouldn't treat our heroes so.
People like Crawford, Noel and Penny, regardless of what, we must show our sincerity. They have played their part, evidence is shown. Being a dot on the map, they made Trinidad well known. It's done differently in other countries, where the state provides facilities for their families. Their contributions we quickly forget, only because we love the heroes as yet. Brazil, Tonico, they mash Romeo, for Socrates and Zico. But in my country, Chinapu and Sammy was never treated so. Italy praise Rossi, but in my country, you would call him a weirdo. We ought to know we shouldn't treat our heroes so. No, 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 no. We shouldn't treat our heroes so. No, 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 no. We shouldn't treat our heroes so. No, 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 no. We shouldn't treat our heroes so. We try to destroy Sparrow. We shouldn't treat our heroes so. Although you don't get it so, we shouldn't treat our heroes so. Don't be saying shorty murder so. We shouldn't treat our heroes so. We don't get murder so. We shouldn't treat our heroes. We shouldn't. No, 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 we shouldn't. We shouldn't treat our heroes. No, we shouldn't. No, 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 we shouldn't. We shouldn't treat our heroes so. No, 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 we shouldn't. We shouldn't treat our heroes so. No, 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 no. We shouldn't treat our heroes so. No, 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 no. We shouldn't treat our heroes so. No, no, no.
Yeah.
Who you put in closing comments?
Yeah, just a minute. You hear that?
Hmm?
I'll sing that song, boy. You know what I mean?
Didn't treat a hero so.
Yeah, and
Who doing closing comments, Anselm?
just a minute. Look how he ended up, being, right? It's sad. And not only him, but Denise Plummer wants a song too.
Yep.
Talking about our heroes. You know what I mean? Because wait till they're gone in order to want to look at Blacks. When Blacks there, they was playing a song every day for a week straight in Trinidad and Tobago. Before that, you could barely hear his song. All them things we playing explainer or we playing explainer here. We just can't go on this way. Right? We play that
before.
Yep. Long before. So closing comments in the chat. Rose, Nadia, Lana, Ken John, Rennie, Takesha, if you're still there, Troy Smith, Capiza. Hey, Albert leave early tonight, boy. Carice. I think I don't know if Eugene Julian get back your phone. Eugene Julian, if you get back your phone, put closing comments in the chat. I don't know if your wife might have. Miss Julian, can you give Eugene Julian back your phone for like 1 minute?
Oh no.
Eileen,
oh no.
Eileen, put it in. Yeah. It's 1 minute. It's not long. It's not long at all. You know what I mean? You could give him back for a short time.
Careful what you say, Anselm. 1 minute, it's not long. Put it in. Careful.
Yeah. 1 minute is not long. Yeah, put it. Oh. Eugene, 1 minute to put your quote in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go for a quick station identification. In the village of the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this short message. Bye.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
woman's place was always in the home. While she was went outside and roamed. Since the beginning of time, we standing in line, taking we grind, following behind. Now we woman have changed because without remorse, woman is boss. When it comes to caring, sharing and achieving, woman is boss. 18th century saw a change. No man find woman acting strange. We no longer depend on man to earn a living. We going outside and earning we own shilling. Cause we woman have changed because without remorse, woman is boss. When it comes to substance and vantage performance, woman is boss. Who's the boss? The boss. Who's the boss? The woman's role we know as a miracle maker, wife, mother, teacher, etc. With the ability to combine all of these roles, well, you must agree it's a woman's world. Cause we woman have changed because without remorse, woman is boss. When it comes to quality, production and dignity, woman is boss. The sky is the limit where we are concerned. Woman, this wrong, we come out to burn. Love and respect is all that we earn. You'll be amazed what we could give in return. Now we woman have changed because without remorse, woman is boss. Talk about enduring, don't forget childbearing, woman is boss. The boss. Who's the boss? The boss. Trinidadian woman is boss. Woman is boss. West Indian woman is boss. Woman is boss. Jamaica woman is boss. Woman is boss. Brooklyn woman is boss. Woman is boss. Miami woman is boss. Woman is boss. Canadian woman is boss. Woman is boss. European woman is boss. Woman is boss. Who's the boss? Show them. Who's the boss? The boss. The boss. Woman is boss. West Indian woman is boss. Woman is boss. Trinidadian woman is boss.
This incredible device cleans your driveway in less than 5 minutes. It's like a magic eraser for outdoor spaces. Just attach it to your hose and cut through dirt and grime in seconds.
Yeah, who's the boss, boy? Woman is boss, right? Correct is right, right? And now we hold up. Before we
Karen is
play,
boss.
yeah, play this one. Who's the boss? Who's the boss? Who's the boss? Look the boss.
Vote Karen Nunez Teixeira, the boss lady, for political leader of the PNM. Vote Karen Nunez Teixeira, the boss lady. Change is coming. The new political leader of the PNM. Change is coming.
Who's the boss, boy?
Mrs.
Boss.
LeBon.
Yeah. Who's the boss? So there we have it, folks. Let's go to the closing comments. Tommy, closing comment?
Yes, I have closing comments. I'm going to deal with two topics in my close tonight. One is fear, and the other one is hope. We all know that fear is paralyzing, but Jawaharlal Nehru says, fear builds its phantoms, which are more fearsome than reality itself. Hope, where there's life, there's hope, of course. And Lin Yutang says, hope is like a road in the country. There was never a road, but when people walk on it, the road came into existence. Again, it's been a pleasure being in the village here tonight. Like always, I enjoy it every single time and look forward to the next one. Thank you, Anselm, for coming back safely. Thank you, Diana, for holding it down while he was away. With my assistance, of course, whatever little I could have contributed. And I thank everybody in the chat for their participation. Thank our guest, Mr. Johnson, for taking a short notice and coming on. We look forward to our next session. Be safe. Love you all. Good night.
Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
I don't know why that thing goes like that. Go ahead, Diana.
I have a lengthy one. I don't know. You want me to go or you want to go?
No, go ahead.
Right. Okay. All right. I'm going to address all the buzzings around Mrs. Teixeira in a commentary, I call it. Adam Smith said, no single society can be said to be jolly, flourishing, and happy when a bigger part of its population is languishing in misery and poverty. When people become accustomed to easy access to money, they want to maintain that access to the money. They want to stay and make that money multiply in their hands. And many do whatever it takes to thwart what they may perceive as an obstacle that may block that access to the money. In my opinion, a state of emergency is playing out in Trinidad and Tobago. According to the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago, the unemployment rate has increased to 5.10% in the first quarter of 2022 from 4.90%. According to the Crime Index database, crime in Trinidad and Tobago is 71.43%. This is out of 100%, rated as high. Problem with people using and dealing drugs, 60.71%, rated as high. Problem with corruption and bribery, 85.71%, high. Problem with walking alone during the day, 78.57%, high. And about the same time a year ago, you could trade a US dollar and get $6.68 Trinidad and Tobago dollars. Now, if you trade it, you're getting 6.73. You have to pay 6.73. a Standard & Poor's rating of triple B plus, which I understand is not so great. No sitting permanent commissioner of police, and rumors of dissent within the PNM, the incumbent party. Against this backdrop, there are loud cries for the sitting prime minister to vacate the office. We are witnessing the declaration by individuals, many newly formed political parties and established ones, declaring their intent to challenge the incumbent in the upcoming general election. The cries are even louder for a savior, a leader to navigate Trinidad and Tobago out of the turbulent waters it now precariously sits. One woman who has thrown her hat in the ring to hopefully be the savior, the leader Trinidad and Tobago needs now is Mrs. Nunez, Karen Nunez Teixeira. To do so, however, she must dethrone the current head of the PNM and the current PNM Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley. Should she be successful, she would become the first Afro-Trinbagonian to be the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. To be successful, she needs the following votes, those within the PNM party and the majority of the populace. To those upon whom Mrs. Teixeira's political fate is dependent, I ask the following question. Will she make a good political leader? Should a leader be evaluated on their talents, birthright, or political party affiliation? A successful political leader should be capable of responding to crises, utilizing the office for progressive leadership, and crafting good policies. They should be visible and vulnerable. That vulnerability is anything but weakness. Since Mrs. Teixeira has thrown her hat in the ring, there are those who have expressed their disapproval of her by shooting their venom-laced stingers at her. Those members of society do not speak for the unemployed, the elderly, the poor, and the underprivileged, the women who do not feel safe in their homes or walking the streets, the youth who have no real prospects of jobs on the horizon once leaving school, and those that are lucky enough to have a job are compensated unjustly. What these citizens of Trinidad and Tobago want and need most now is reassurance and authenticity and remedy, qualities the incumbent administration seem to be lacking. Mrs. Teixeira is the independent lioness who is roaring now the republic needs her the most. What are you willing to do for the future of your country? Mrs. Teixeira just may be the best cultural fit. So say the poet and the global ambassador, Diana Benskin. Thank you and auf Wiedersehen until we meet again. Good night, beloved people.
Thank you, Diana.
Welcome.
It's appreciated. So, folks, it's very simple, right? With all the difficulties you see going on today in Trinidad and Tobago, Martin Luther King says, your life ends today, remain silent about things that matter. And Frederick Douglass says, power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did and it never will. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall, so that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. And for all of you who wanted to see what's in the back of me, which should I go this way. Let me go this way. See that?
Go for it, Karen.
Right. So that's what it says right there. Right? All who wanted to see what it says, that's what it says back here. Okay, so let me get closing comments from the chat now. Hey, Tommy, Rose want to know if you're taking. You're not answering that tonight.
Not hearing the answer. Me going soft.
Rose want to know if you're taken. You're not answering that tonight, Tommy.
Oh.
Just asking.
You saw Rose like to start mess. She been grinding, seasoning all evening, so it burning she hand. I guess it burning she mouth too.
What she wants to know if I'm what she wants to know, Aslam, if I'm taken.
Yeah. You ain't saying nothing tonight. And Nadia says, Tommy loves you. Oh, Tommy again, plenty love tonight.
I appreciate the love, and I have it to return to.
Takesha says, Anslam like you. like you're campaigning for her. I mean, I could spread the word for you. Mm-hmm. Nadia says, blessed night. And some Tommy Diana Benskin. Stay safe.
Thank you, Nadia. Do the same. Hope to see you.
Let me get Nadia back. Stormy ain't back home yet, Nadia. Oh Lord.
Closing comments. Rose says, tonight we shared a lot of love in this show. This proved that despite ill treatment to the citizens, we are staying strong. As one, let us allow such love to flow onwards. Thank you very much. Takesha says, good night, everyone. One love until next time in the village. Be safe and pray for our country. Yep. Nadia said, blessed night. Everyone stay safe. God will make a way when there seems to be no way. Life is not fair, but God is always there for us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Nadia. Takesha says, and also I wish if the PM could stop lie and his followers come from under his spell.
What she said again.
I'd like to see my area come back like long time and everyone can go in the road without feeling they could get shot and system stop gambling with people's life. It's always a pleasure being in the village. Hailey says, closing comment, together we aspire, together we achieve, and divided you know the rest, one love in the village. Thank you, Hailey.
He ain't come back home yet, Nadia, tomorrow.
I wish PNM call a general election in the morning. They saved my family. Bless the night all, as Joyce Smith. Capiza says, hey, Capiza actually playing our closing comment, yes? Good night, folks. While you sleep in your bed, peacefully know that the PNM is running Trinidad and Tobago for 1,000 more nights. Right? Again, the only thing Capiza wasn't consistent, he left out Caroni in this statement. Rose says, let me see.
Good night, Rose. Love you.
Bless good night, all my village family. Stay safe till we meet again Thursday, God's willing. Ken John says, good night, everyone in the live. Blessings, be safe, love in the house. Thank you. Okay, that's it. We're gonna go out tonight with. Let me see which one I have lined up here.
He by Anselm, Nadia, so he coming home tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Crazy. Crazy. They don't like the government. Crazy. They don't like the government.
She say, boy, if you want to win the crown, you have to waste them politicians down. You have to do like aloes and crow. Attack them big boys in your calypso. You have to sing about Pamela and embarrass Pandy wife Homer. You have to ridicule the UNC and say how they cannot run this country. You have to attack Morgan Joe Bossa. The judges like that. The judges like that. The judges like that. The way that they judge it is evident. They don't like the government. The songs that they speak shows by their content. They don't like the government. A singer will sing a beautiful song, but that number can't compete for the crown. You will get plenty anchors in the tent, but come Sunday night you will be absent. If you want to reach in the savannah, you have to lambast the prime minister. Them judges and them have a resentment. They don't like the government. Not stand! Not stand! Them fellas singing the same melody every year, and they winning big money because on the panel they know people who want to give the government trouble. For years Rio singing good calypso, not for hell he can't make the match crash show. I tell him to sing about Dan Rat sing. He say that he don't like to sing them thing. If I was see all on my pocket fat, the judges like that. The judges like that. The judges like that. And they display our sentiment. They don't like the government. The song that they speak is the dread is end. They don't like the government. Look where shadows and poverty is hell. Them judges and they went into their shell. And when King Austin sang his song Progress, the winner was PNM take a rest. Calypso music just like Napier's plan, to real punishment from them judges' hand. Like Patrick Manning in the parliament. They don't like the government. Sing about snake inside the Balize. Sing and say how Patrick Manning can't pay. Sing something about Motley and Rowley, how they try to take over the party. You cannot leave out Miss Okasi Paul, the speaker who just wouldn't go at all. Remember the hangman from Mayaro, who decided to hang Glenn Ashby just so. The ex-president who wants to come back. The judges like that. The judges like that. The judges like that. They use calypso to show discontent. They don't like the government. These things just don't happen by accident. They don't like the government. A man told the public he have it made to sing so in calypso he get paid. The judges and he they see eye to eye, and every year they will put him up high because they are active in politics and they even supply him with lyrics because of the interests they represent. They don't like the government.